is there, so like there might be...
There we go.
No, it's literally your tablet, and that's it.
Now we're on.
We're live. Okay, cool. Okay, so last time you guys were wrapping up the
cabin in the woods.
The cabin in the woods, yeah, pretty much. It was like old school horror story, you know, very, very Friday the 13th / I don't know, Resident Evil / Leatherface. Yeah. So basically they were in a dream, essentially. There was an elder brain that had attacked their thing in the night, their carriage in the night, and they were all in a dream world where this thing is just absorbing their essence and trying to eat their brains out of their heads. And while they were in this dream world, they had no abilities. They had no powers, no nothing. They were just regular ass people. They had no weapons. They made weapons because the carriage like flipped over on its side, and like one of the horses got killed by the carriage, and like the top of it was just like all destroyed and everything. And they ended up finding a cabin in the woods. And they, of course, get to this cabin. There's no one home. There's just the hearth is on, and there's fresh bread on the thing. Of course, Well can eat some of the bread later, but he's absolutely devastated because he has no powers, and he loves his powers, his wizardy powers. Transmutation.
Yeah. Kojo was just trying to get dry,
yeah, because it was pouring down rain outside.
Man, Samus is being a Minerva, scared shitless.
Yeah, he was scared. He had no powers or anything like that. And they start exploring the house, and crazy, creepy things started happening. They go down into the basement, which is actually like a hidden door at the bottom of the staircase that opened up. They went down there, and they discovered a crazed madman that had like a butcher knife and a whole bunch of knives. Yeah, he had a cleaver, and just like they started fighting him. And
Welkin kind of talked to him.
Welkin tried to talk to him a little bit, but Welkin does that.
Welkin was oblivious that he was in danger until he was in danger.
Right. Did you guys end up killing him?
Yeah.
Because I ran up the stairs.
He ran,
and then I ran and hid in the kitchen,
yes.
and then he saw them too.
Yes.
And then
they all used all their different weapons they had and like beat the crap out of him. Like, yeah, it was really solid.
Yeah. Welkin brought the fight to us, so I went and hit Van Zants for waking Welkin up.
Right. And then they go back.
No, it's Morgan. Van Zants is my campaign. Morgan.
So then they go back into the basement, and there's a cultist in the sub basement of the basement who sacrifices himself over a pentagram on the ground, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
But periodically throughout this whole thing, because it's raining and storming outside, lightning would flash, and everyone would have to roll a Constitution save. And if they rolled a certain...
No, it's a wisdom save.
Is it a wisdom save?
Wisdom. Constitution was whenever they initially rolled up.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a wisdom save, and if they rolled a certain number, they would actually fade out of existence. Yep. And just about everybody faded out towards the end. There were only 2 people left.
Except for
Welkin, of course. And of course, they come to, they start to realize that they're actually they're enthralled by this elder brain that's in there. That it had basically like tuna canned the carriage that they were in, and it had all of them wrapped in tentacles, and it was eating the brain out of one person who ultimately ended up being... No, it wasn't eating the brain. Hers was melted when it died, yes, because its last defiant effort after they killed it was to just melt somebody's brain psionically with like an explosion.
It randomly chose me.
Hey, look, it was a D6, and it just happened to be you.
It randomly chose
Hey, you know what? As much as you roll D20s, it probably was the universe getting back at you. Yeah. They're just like, her character's gone. Too many 20s for this one. So, you'll find she notoriously rolls nat 20s.
Kojo's attempting to get a resurrection.
There'll be at least 2 or 3 of them tonight.
Well, and then her new character, she rolled the lowest thing was a 13. Right. So it's the Peter Barbarian all over again with the lowest score of intelligence at 14.
Yeah, it's which is not low for a barbarian. You're expecting like a 10.
Yeah.
For a barbarian,
you're getting like a +2 to intelligence at 14.
Yeah. So barbarian that's half educated.
Pretty smart, yeah.
Became a barbarian after the fact.
That was the right end of a weapon.
Right.
I was essentially a noble that got horribly. What's the word I used in my thing?
You got Batman.
I was haunted by something. I haven't
the haunted one. I know. I saw.
And then it basically goes from there. So she's up there.
So what are you doing here?
She got fucked over, and so she went on her own, left her family. Or what was left of them.
Okay, I get it. I understand.
And She basically got roped into this place. She's kind of sitting in the corner watching at this point.
Okay. So
She's been
that happened. They bested the Elder Brain. Anthony's character chose to
Welcome, save the day, like always.
raise dead. So there's a zombie version of her kind of following them around.
There's two.
Well, technically, I have her chained to me.
Yeah, kind of like Chewbacca with
Like,
C-3PO.
they're
Okay,
like
it's the Michonne. I was thinking like
Yeah, the
the
Michonne.
Michonne.
That's what we
Yeah.
call
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was thinking like Slave Leia.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So yes, well, yeah, because her character was described as like a Black Widow style.
No, that's the
Or
one.
that's in your campaign.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No, but this one she's a ranger, but
Right.
basically the same thing.
Right.
She wasn't
You
as,
know,
as
yeah.
dark and depressing. She was very sexual.
Right.
Most of my
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so and then they made their way to the gate, the town gate of Strisk. Of course, it's locked down because here it's actually the middle of the night, even though it's eternal night. They still have a timetable that they follow for like shops and stuff being open,
Right.
people being awake and things like that. It's very skewed. Of course, Welkin uses that ability you have is called Shape Earth, right?
Yeah.
I think you need to reread that ability because it does not work the way that you think it does. I read it.
What,
And-
Old Earth?
Yes, and it does not. It's not called Mold Earth. It's called Shape Earth. It very specifically does not work the way you think it does.
So that time he like
No, it
completely
does
fucked
not.
your.
I read the whole thing, and it does not
Puzzle?
work how you think it works. Yeah, you could not build a tower with this dirt.
It's not building a tower. It was just building a pillar. Very,
Yeah,
very
you
slow.
you couldn't do that.
It's
Not in a
cement.
not in a time that would work well.
The
It
changes
would
last for
literally
an hour.
take you months to do this. It doesn't. I don't know what ability you're looking at because it's not Shape Earth.
You cause shapes, goes both. The changes last for an hour. It's Old Earth.
Let me see. Because this, I was looking at these abilities.
Yeah.
and
I can move up to 5 cubic feet, reshape it how I see.
So
Yeah.
loose earth, that's the first thing. And earth that's next to a stone wall would not be loose.
It was raining.
That's not
It's
loose.
mud.
That's packed mud.
Even still, I carry loose earth with me. I got to drive dirt.
not
Right.
enough dirt.
But it's definitely
Not
not.
enough dirt to make a pillar.
You might have
Oh
a
no,
jar of
I wasn't trying to
dirt,
make a whole
but-
pillar. I was just raising up the gate.
Oh, from the bottom up, like nice. Like a
No,
wedge.
you were lifting the damn cart up the side of the building.
No,
No,
not
that
the
was
cart.
the
I was
first
lifting
thing
the
you
gate.
said. But then you said he couldn't do that, and so he
Right.
said, "Well, I'm just going
No,
to lift the gate."
I never
so the
wanted
cart
to
will
lift
go
the
over
cart
the
over it. I just wanted to lift the gate. That was my whole point. I was lifting the portcullis, opening up just enough to where we could get the gate underneath it.
I very distinctly remember a whole section where we
Yeah, I
had the thing
distinctly
next to it. And you're like,
remember a whole
I'm just
section
going to build a
talking
pillar to
about making a
lift
ramp or
this
some
thing
shit.
up so
No,
that
no,
creates
I
like
was
a
literally
ramp.
just opening the door. Because there was no keys or anything, and then that's why I was asking.
I know you
and
did
said
that
there was a-
after the fact.
No, you.
But there
'cause
was
you-
a whole
I even
section
asked
where
if
you're
there
like
was
on
a
the
second
side of
door,
it
'cause
trying
I was
to
like,
raise it.
You said it's
And
bars that are
we
down. I
have
was
it
like,
recorded. We just find
Yeah.
timestamp.
Yeah. But
But
no,
yeah,
it's
that's all
definitely
raising up the
like
door.
because I was just like, man, there's no way because that ability would just be way too ridiculous. And I started looking, and I was like, yeah, this is not nearly as grandiose
Yeah.
as it's been used.
Oh no, I've used it usually to like move a treasure chest slowly towards this, so I don't have to walk into a room. Like that's how I use it. Mold Earth, I just mold very simply, or I create my half wall for my cover to AC since I have such low AC. Like that's what I use Mold Earth for. And then I use the shape water, but shape water to freeze 5 feet of water at a time and stuff like that.
That was the one you used when you had your Kraken.
No. What I
Megalodon.
used whenever not the Megalodon, that was control water, which is a 4th level spell.
Yeah, it's a little bit higher.
Yeah.
That one actually has that ability.
Yeah. And then I have stone shape, so I can still actually do even crazier things because of stone shape, but yeah, I don't use that one too often.
Okay, so
Like I could have just
yes, they get to the gate
wall.
and they end up Anthony ends up having his unseen servant. He has the ability as a skeleton, he can just drop to his bones. And he had his unseen servant put all his bones through the gate, and they just reformed on the other side. So when he got inside, he went through the gate and tried to find like something to release the latch on the gate so that they could lift this giant portcullis. Unfortunately, that didn't work for him because it wasn't near the gate. You know, naturally, you wouldn't want to keep a unlock button next to the gate that you're trying to keep locked because then somebody just reach inside and do it. Anyway, he goes up. Welkin ends up getting to the gate. I think him and Anthony.
I walked. I did spider climb, and I just
Right, he did spider climb up the wall, so it goes up.
Walked down. I didn't even look for the open button. I just kept going.
Right. He goes inside and, of course, starts wandering around and then gets called into a dark alley by a shady-looking fella who escorts them. And while they're doing that, the rest of the party actually decides to follow what was originally laid out and find the sewer grate that's cracked open. And they go through the sewer grate and they get to they find a false wall. And in that false wall, there's a man. I know he has a name. I just don't remember if I gave him it, if I wrote it down. So anyway, they found a man sitting at this gate.
Who asked for a password.
Right, who asked for a password. And, of course, they convinced him that they knew the password. And he's like, all right, well, sure, I'll let you guys through. Gets through, gives them some terrible instructions. They get through this labyrinth of sewer pipes, and they avoid the steam pipes, not to get burnt. And then the poo pipes. They want to avoid those for sure. They get to the end, and there's another gate with another guy that sounds very suspiciously similar to the first one, yet a bit more educated, and asks for the second password, which the first guy gave to them to give to this guy.
But they couldn't remember.
But they couldn't remember what it was. You know,
they tried the same tactic.
So they tried the same tactic, and I can't remember if the same time the tactic worked. Anyway, they got through the door.
Bullshitted them through.
Yeah, Katie managed to bullshit her way through it. So they get inside, and he introduces them to the gutter winch. And when they got in here, let's see. So,
yeah, Corey makes that same noise.
Oh. So yeah. The door swings open, and before them lies the most incredulous tavern that they've ever set foot in. A guy comes tumbling over a table after being thrown elsewhere. A broken glass rings out against some well-deserved fellow's head. And there at the bar stands the ugliest woman anyone this group has ever seen, Biddy. And believe me, she's not itty or bitty in any way. She's got one good tooth, and you just watched her pop the cork out of a bottle with it before handing it to some poor sod. She's got a corset on that just barely holding in the massive mounds of woman that is being held at bay. And, of course, she's like, you lot must be thirsty.
And Welkin approached the
And
bar.
that big tooth grin.
Why, yes.
Yes, and so Welkin approaches the bar, and that is where we're at in this bar.
She had made the proposition about the games of chance.
Right,
That's where we had left off.
Yes,
whenever I said, absolutely.
So, yes, there are a few different games of chance that are going on in this bar. There's one that is called Pig, and there's another one that is called Dice Poker. Very imaginative, right? If you've ever played The Witcher, it's from the first game, that same like Dice Poker. You roll 5 d6s, and you try to do like pairs or straights, things like that. And it gets you. There's 2 rounds of it. You'll roll your d6s, choose which ones you want to keep. You'll roll the rest of the d6s that you didn't choose to keep, and whoever has the higher set at the end of it wins the bet. So you actually got to pony up money for it. Pig is a little different. Pig players take turns rolling d6s, trying to be the first to get to 100. Rolling a 1 causes you to lose all points for that turn that you have accrued. So basically, you'll roll a pair of d6s. Yes, you roll a pair of d6s, and you can say, I'm going to keep going, and you can just keep rolling, and you can keep building this accumulation of points. The second you roll a 1, you lose it all.
High risk, high reward.
High risk, high reward kind of thing. The objective is to get to 100 points first. And it is kind of a bidding thing. So every time you go around, you're like, all right, I got this much in, and you're like, I think I can get there a little bit faster. So for that one, for Pig, it's going to be a bid at the beginning kind of thing. For the Dice Poker, it's going to be a bid. You roll. If you're feeling good about it, you can up your ante, or you can leave it. The other person can raise. You have to match it, that kind of thing.
Nice.
So there are 2 types of game. I will leave it up to you guys to decide if you actually want to play these games or if you want to leave them as is.
And it's poker. It is.
Of course he's in it.
Welkin said absolutely. We kicked off last time.
Right.
So Welkin's going to use his great observation skills. Which tabler is playing? Who am I playing against?
Which table is playing? The table with the 2 archers is playing your Dice Poker. The table with the, I guess he's a samurai, and a orc. There's an orc in here that is not over there. That is not. He's a chaotic neutral. But he's not really adhering to his orcish ways
How
anymore.
many D6 do I need?
You're gonna need 5.
Sweet. Gentlemen.
What would you like?
Deal me in.
Deal you in. Well, it's
What's the-
100 gold to get in.
Oh, fuck.
1,000 gold on the table.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh, big spender.
Yes.
All right. Easy. So you take your 5 bones and you throw them. You choose what you want to keep, right?
That's right.
And then whatever you don't keep, you re-roll. At the end, who has the best matches of doubles, triples, quads, or straights wins the match and takes the pot.
I'm so sorry. Can you say that all again? That was marvelous.
You'll figure it out as we go. You'll lose some money.
Okay.
1,000 gold on the table. So easy. So these guys are going to keep their triple 4s and re-roll
Okay.
their 3 and 6s.
I'm going to re-roll single 1.
A single 1? What you got? Doubles? No, a 1, 2, a 4, and a 5. That's a mighty steep bid. We've got 4 of a kind. What have you? 2 pair.
That's the thing. Yes.
Sorry, old chap. Looks like you lost 1,000 gold. You willing to try to win it back?
Sorry. Might want to have one. Gold's and equipment right now?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, shit. Actually, my currency is written on my paper.
What was the bartender's name?
The bartender?
It's-
Biddy.
Biddy.
So,
Kirkland is going to stand up and he's going to slowly walk past. He's going to nod to Biddy. He's going to put a coin on the counter. She recognizes him, hands him a beer, and he's going to go and investigate and kind of check out because he hears about this big wager that's going down.
so who won out of all of it?
They did.
Oh, they're a pair.
They're a pair.
I thought they were playing against each
Oh
other.
no, they're a pair. That's kind of the thing. They rope you in. They're playing. They're not playing for money.
Gotcha.
They're a pair. They try to rope people in, get them to come in, play big, and lose their money.
Alrighty. So
Willing to go another round?
another 1,000 on the table.
Another 1,000 on the table. 1,250?
1,500.
1,500. He's a big spender trying to win his money back. All right.
Alright. I'll re-roll 2 dice.
2, 3, 4.
Rotate.
We're going to take your cue from last time and try to get that straight on a 5. Oh, bad luck.
3 6s.
3 6s. Well, 3 of a kind beats our 1 pair. 1,500 your way, my friend. You're up 500.
So I'm just gonna actually mark it to the side instead of constantly changing my number. I'm just gonna mark it
on the side until you know.
plus 5
Plus 500. What do you say? Double or nothing?
Oh, that's $3 grand.
When you got the money for it.
I was gonna say.
How much money is Welcome
Welcome currently has
Not as much as this fool has.
Yeah.
He's still got a
Gojo's
lot.
got a fuck ton of cash on him.
What do you have still?
My character and your character.
just under 7,000 gold. So
Yeah, my character had a lot.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get you resurrected with your own fucking money.
No, just keep it. I like
That's
that.
what my character would do, though.
Yeah, well, let's just say it didn't work
well,
out.
we could say that the clerics just can't because your brain melted out your ears.
It's in this
Gojo
jar,
still got to meet
it's
the
not
fucking
enough
cleric to
chicken.
get that information.
Yeah.
It looks like pixie jizz or something. It's just all sparkly. Double or nothing.
Sure, let's do it.
All right, $3 grand on the table.
Do you still have that character sheet?
So wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Whenever I win,
I'm gonna
since
need to get
there's
it from you
two
later.
people in front of
Okay.
me, is there 1,500 from both of them? Or-
15 and 15. I technically, yeah.
So did I just win 3,000?
Not for that. No. So the last one was $750 a piece.
Ah,
This one is $1,500 a piece. They're splitting the costs of having
Gotcha,
to bid
okay.
against you as one person.
gotcha. Alright.
We got 2 pair we think we're gonna stick with. We got a pair.
Hmm.
You guys are rolling against them.
There's a second.
And I've got a pair I'm going to stick with as well. So we roll
All
three.
right, re-roll. Could be trips, could be double doubles. We got 2 pair.
I've got 2 pair as well.
What kind of 2 pair?
I've got 2 1s and 2 2s.
2 1s and 2 2s. We've got 2 1s and 2 5s.
Oh no.
So we take the table. $3,000 in our pocket. Well, friend,
Let's go again.
again. Triple? What about 3,500? 3,500 is on the table. We've got a pair of 1s, not super large.
And yeah.
Oops.
Reroll 1.
We got triple 1s.
That is a straight.
That is a straight.
2 3 4 5 6.
Well, my friend, you're 3,500 richer.
Damn.
which means I'm back to the 500 richer
That's it.
total.
What about you, friend? Shiny armor there. Might be a shiny coin purse. Could be a baby bid.
I think the game's too rich for my blood.
Too rich for his blood. You've got $4,000 on you, don't you?
I've got $4,000.
$4,000. Welcome's gonna lose all of his fucking money.
I know. Isn't it great?
Starting off strong, 2 pair.
Ooh, I might have to roll just one once again.
2, 4, 5, 6.
Nope. So I got a pair of 5s.
We got 2 pair. Well, 3,500 down, $4,000 down.
Could I use a spell that could potentially like help him, like maybe like up his odds?
You could
somehow?
absolutely use a spell to try to up his
Okay,
odds.
I mean, I don't have anything obviously like specific to a gambling, but I have a lot of stuff that will let him like re-roll ability or have like an extra ability die, stuff like that. One is just called guidance. It's just a touch, and he can roll an extra D4 and add the number or whatever. But I kind of think it might be a little unfair. Kind of think these guys are trying to play the new guy. Just want to give him like a pat on the shoulder and cast guidance on him and be like, "I'm rooting for you, pal."
So then what do we use to? Because it's not a D20 roll.
Right. So here's what we'll do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have you do a sleight of hand check
Okay.
on your next. Let's go ahead and do a sleight of hand check right now.
Okay. Natural 18 plus 3. Do I add the D4 now, or am I adding the D4 later?
You can add the D4 now. It doesn't
Okay.
really matter.
Yeah.
I had a number in mind and you just blew it already, like out of the water.
Plus 2, so 23 total.
Okay. So you're gonna get to choose 2 of your dice.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, well,
Alright.
I didn't set the bar very high. I was just like, it's a game of dice, especially as a transmuter. He can be like, it's a 3 now.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
it turned into a 3, especially if they're not if they're made of some kind of, you know,
If they're
This is
made
gonna
out
mineral
of
natural
resource,
resource or
maybe a
something,
natural resource,
Oh, yeah.
something of the earth.
As a transmuter, yeah,
Right.
I can change
So-
a lot of different things.
All right. So you're up 4, or you're down 4.
So
Down
total, I'd be down 3,500. So
35.
I am at 3787 is what I have
All in.
left.
Go all in.
Well, friend, what do you think about 5 grand?
Just do it. You're gonna do it anyway.
I have. Actually, what am I looking at?
Have we tapped you out just a bit?
How much gold am I looking at?
I would say you're given what everyone else has.
Mhm.
And then it depends
I
on
will-
what,
I will
what
put down
class
the
you pick,
30
whether you're common
3787.
Right.
It depends on what you pick
What-
for
what
that.
class are
The
you?
solid gold arm that I have.
Because we're I think everyone is
And
about
I still
average.
have like
Okay.
They went with
400
something.
and
I think that's what I want.
No.
with gold.
When I was level 8, I got an item that was worth 50 grand, and I split
Ask
the
them if
wealth.
they want to draw dirt.
and a job debts.
I was gonna say maybe I'll put up the rest for you to be able to match what they're asking. I'll put up that other
Oh, that'd
like
be one way to
1,500.
get
or
I
whatever.
like this fellow.
I would venture to say, yeah, you probably have about 2,000 gold. Just
Easy.
given that you're, level 12, whatever, 14 is what you are?
14. Yeah.
14. Oh, yeah.
Now, if I
My
could just
dying
not
character
roll
has,
all
like,
the
over 6.
like
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah, you
rolling
gotta
any
remember,
pairs in the
at
first
level
roll or
8,
anything.
my
I was
character
like,
got an item that was worth 50
Yeah.
grand.
You guys have
Yeah.
as much as you have because of what he got early on.
And I split the wealth with everybody.
But I like giving money out in this game. I mean, you're going to need money to do random bits and things, and especially if you can lose it as quickly as you can earn it.
Character.
A wealthy
I'm trying
character.
to look it up now.
That's fine. Yeah, I would venture to say that you would have enough and then some to be able to
Okay.
assist him. So, yeah.
He says, "Well, they're doing doubles. I think you might need a little bit of backup. I don't think it's fair that they're 2 against 1. So I'll put down the rest for you to be able to
2
match.
against 1, friend. No. We roll 1 set of dice.
Mhm.
We just share the cost of the bids.
Mhm.
that's what he's propositioning.
Makes sense.
I like this fella.
All right, 5 for 5.
Yes. It's a fun game. Have a drink.
Oh, triple sixes.
Oh, fuck.
And
Pick 2.
yep. Well, yeah, I guess I'll just reroll these 2 for this part before we do the reroll. Oh, that was worth.
Well,
That was definitely worth. So I'm going to
Triple
reroll 1
sixes.
dice. I'm already at quad 4s
yeah,
with a 5. So
with a 5.
4 of a kind.
And did you already do your choosing 2
Yeah,
dice?
I did the 2 dice in the first
That's fine.
go around.
Okay. So
So-
quad 4s?
That's 4 of a kind. So is that good?
Well, that's really good beginner's luck.
Well, you might begin when we're 4 games in.
Come on, brother. Let's. This table's gone cold. And they just kind of get up and they grab their dice. And as he grabs his dice, an extra one falls out on the table. And he's like, well, we must be going.
How about that? You had 6 the whole time. Would have guessed.
Kind of nodding at. I look down and I'm like, filthy poachers. He's like, I've been watching them swindle people all night. He's like, figured you could have used a hand.
Well, thank you, friend.
And I'll be having the gold that I gave you back now.
Actually, sheesh, boss. Take the pots. I'm okay. It's a marvelous game, was it not? Did you see it in their eyes? The defeats. Yes.
Oh god.
So these guys wander off, make their way out the door.
That's me. Yeah. So I'll put. You ordered another one. I'll just give you mine. That I just swung by and picked up.
That was just big.
He's like, I think I've had one too many already
Become
tonight.
Too close friends with them.
This is so much
Bad
bigger.
things happen.
I've already tried to kill him with alcohol.
Yeah, I cast a spell so I could live in a fucking alcohol barrel.
Yeah, just drink from it. Yeah.
I cast essentially water breathing and lived in a barrel
That's awesome.
of alcohol for 8 hours.
Yeah. Kodo tried to drink him to death and it didn't work.
Tried to. Yeah. Didn't
Yeah.
work. Didn't
I had good constitution saves that night too.
I'll look at you and kind of crack a small smile and say, "You're a lively one," and sigh and say, "Oh God, I've lost so many lively ones."
That's unfortunate, friend. That's why I make lively ones. Yes, I make them. What else can we do tonight? I'm feeling it.
You see a couple of strange glances at you, looking at this very tiny man standing near the table or on the chair, probably at this point.
Standing on it. No!
Excited.
The much larger glass because he is much bigger.
Right, right,
Are you a halfling or no?
I am a halfling.
Halfling.
And I'm a short halfling.
Short halfling.
I'm
Well,
2
I'm-
foot 8 inches.
I'm
So-
7 feet tall.
While that was going on, I went up
When
to
he touched
Bitsy,
your shoulder, when he
ordered a
meant to, he
beer.
covered your whole head.
I pound
Pat.
you.
I'm good at the clerics.
Shackle
Like
the
a cat.
basketball.
Like a cat
Well,
would do
we
to a
don't know
mouse.
nothing about no clerics
I'm
here.
a 7 foot tall
All right.
furball.
You're a fur
See my friend here.
Yes.
I have a small problem.
Finally, we have a fur
And I was
ball.
hoping that the clerics
Yeah,
would
she
fix it.
looks like her brain done fell out her ear.
That's basically what happened.
How far away were you from this conversation?
They're
There.
about here.
Okay.
So we're
a little ways across the room.
yeah,
There's only one
about 60
party in the
foot,
way,
yeah.
so yeah.
He's lively. And I'm rambunctious enough for a whole bar.
That's right. That's right.
But this is happening while you were playing.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
right. Well, I don't. Have you taken a look around?
I don't.
Nah, we're new to town.
Most of the people in here don't even know how to spell cleric.
Oh, I know that. I was hoping you might know.
I don't know how to spell cleric either.
I
know how to spell
I was hoping
ale.
you know where to find one.
Oh, not here.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the town might be a good place to look.
yeah. When I get to the town, which way do I turn?
Well, there's a big steeple.
And this type thing?
That's one of them church-like places. Don't go there much.
Okay. But I just know that I can see it easily.
Right. You might talk to them. They might have what you're looking for.
I'll do that. How about the beer?
Oh, yeah, sure. Is that your friend over there being loud and obnoxious?
Do I have to claim them?
No, not at all.
Okay, then I know him. I don't claim him.
Okay, well, he looks like he just won a lot of money.
He'll lose it. Don't worry.
Okay, that's what we like to hear. All right, so
yeah,
she slides
essentially-
a beer across the table and
I pretty much just put myself back to 0 from what it was. So you take the rest of the earnings. So whatever you put into the pot, I don't know how much you put in.
It was like 1,000 something. It was whatever to match.
because
Like
you
the rest.
had
Okay,
37,
So yeah,
82.
you essentially just walked away with like another 1,300 gold on top of it.
Okay.
So I go back to chatting with Fitzy.
Yeah.
So about what time does the city above become lively?
Well, it's about 3 a.m. in the city that never sleeps.
She used her.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about 3 a.m. Well, you're probably not going to see nothing till about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, well, those
So I got a few
those-
hours to adjust.
those priestly
Yes,
types.
buddy. Hey, let me see that trombone right there. Blows the trombone real hard and hears the neighbor yell, "Who the fuck is playing the trombone at 2 a.m.?" He's like, "It's 2 a.m."
Yeah. Or lifting the horse's test.
God damn it.
God, that was so good. It's like, how can you tell what time it is just by lifting that donkey's testicles? It's like there's a clock on the wall over there. His balls are in the way. Oh my god.
All right. So I got a few hours to enjoy myself here until. All right. That'll work. Ain't none of your regulars gonna mess with my friend, huh?
I can't guarantee they won't try to swindle him out of his money.
Everyone-
No, I'm not talking about that friend. I'm talking about the one chained to me.
Oh, no, I don't think many of us want to even touch whatever that is.
That's good then.
Its ears it's leaking.
Yeah. I have a lot of strange friends that probably fall along the same lines.
I see the one on the table back there.
Oh, he's the strangest of them all, but he is still
I am
fleshy.
going on about the furball like, I've never seen your kind before. I'm sketching. I'm drinking. It's sloshing.
You'll enjoy that
Touching
one,
his
don't worry.
nose.
No, I'm saying I have another one that
Wait,
got to the city by different means.
Yeah, that's my
I'm so high.
He's a little more on the macabre side as well. I'm referring to Anthony's character.
Oh, that one. Well, we thought he was dead, but he did come in with the rest of your party. With the short one. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't put Anthony's character on the table. Yeah, I guess he kind of like is slinking around in the corner over there by Welkin.
Yeah, probably not too far off because me and him came through this way when they all came from this way because they came.
Yeah. So, no, he's in the corner over there by your short, loud friend.
Okay. Well, it's good that everyone's here then. All right. Well, I'm just gonna drink for a while and listen to that idiot.
Oh, what'd you do?
I grabbed his toy.
Don't be a bitch.
All right.
Bruce.
Just listen for when that idiot eventually pisses someone off
Is
the point where
his
they want to
lip
kill him.
All right.
Maybe?
That sounds
Maybe
good.
that's what it
Just make sure no one kills him in
Come
my
here.
bar.
Check his lip.
I'll
Come here.
attempt, but he's very convincing at times.
Yeah. I'm sure we have a few of those that really like to convince people to
Come
kill him.
here.
No safe
Okay,
words.
be fine.
I don't think he knows what the safe word
Imagine
is.
even
No,
after I step on his
no.
teeth, we pull it out of his mouth. It just
So
hurts his mouth.
Okay.
Exactly to prove his point.
You fine?
I'm on for folks. I'm like,
Why you cry?
onward to the next. Now I'm bothering this guy.
It's like, what do you want?
Give him a chance.
I'm just no game of chance. Just trying to drink. Leave me be.
Ooh, what are you drinking? And I climb up on the table and just turn his mug.
And he pours it over top of you, and he's like, "Winch another."
I'll pick you up by the scruff of your shirt and just kind of move you back
Yes,
over.
take him. Get on out of here.
Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. That was kind of good. Refreshing. I'm going to try and escape his grasp.
Okay.
Yeah, good luck with that.
With a 4 in athletics.
Wow. I mean, it's just a strength check. It's yeah. I don't think you're gonna have any trouble.
I don't think so either.
No. I have a -1 to.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, no, he's firmly got you. He's got you by the scruff, neck meat.
Like a mama.
Right.
I'm a whole 40 pounds.
Yeah, he's nothing.
I'm gonna say, "Calm down, lad. Calm down," and I'll sit him down and I'll scoop the ale in front of him and maybe like some cheese and bread.
I forego the cheese and bread. I drink the ale. Sir, give him a chance.
Rowdy little one.
You
I told you.
are at the wrong table.
Well, don't you have a stick up your belt?
I'll put a stick up your bum.
Have to be a small stick, sir. Good day. Give him a chance. Hi. Ooh, you're different too. Give him a chance. Give him a chance.
That's your character.
Replay.
That's your character.
Hi. Hello. You look different too. I like
I
you.
can't even be serious.
I like you. Give him a chance.
You're so short.
That's rude.
I'm sorry. I'm just really tall.
Well, so is he. Have you seen him? He's a furball. Isn't it
He's
great?
way across the room.
No, he's right
I'll
next to
follow
me.
you. I'll follow you around.
He's like
Try to
chasing me around
keep
with
an
his
eye
eye.
on you. Try to keep you out of trouble.
He's playing the cop, the parent right now.
Yeah.
He's a furball.
He barely met it.
Have
He's
you
already
ever
got to
seen
take
a
care of it.
furball?
That's how it works.
I know. Isn't it grand? Look at his nose. Look at his nose. It's great. What it is?
Okay.
He's ginormous. You're into. Are you a lady?
Are you a
Yes, I
lady?
Hi. Give him a chance. Sure. Yes. No.
So you'll need 5d6s,
Bruce Wayne.
and kind of
Leave
like
him alone.
poker.
And I'm gonna try and remember how to play this game. That I just
Very
learned.
He doesn't want
Yeah.
it.
I
He's
know.
gonna try to remember how to
Yeah,
play the game.
Exactly.
He just learned how to play.
Come on. Come late.
He's
How
like,
many?
no. He's like,
Five.
new person and a
Here,
toy.
you'd actually given me 6, so if you need it.
Ow.
What?
Fucking duck.
The hell did you step on?
Jam my toe on the table.
And you don't get to re-roll anything?
You get to
you get one round to
so you
reroll.
roll,
Uh-huh.
you decide what you
Kinda
want to
like
keep, and re-roll what you don't want to keep. So the objective is to get
It's poker with dice.
poker with dice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So-
the objective
Never
is to
played poker.
okay. So your
Two
objective
of a
is
kind,
to try to
three of a
get
kind, four of a kind, a
pairs,
straight.
3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, a straight, which is just consecutive numbers in a row.
Okay.
So
How many do you get to re-roll?
you keep whatever you want, and then you re-roll what you don't want to keep. So like if you've got
pairs.
if you pairs,
So, like-
triples, pairs, triples.
So like I just rolled 3 1s and 2 4s. I'm probably not gonna roll again. That's a full house.
Okay,
Right.
I have pairs. I
Okay.
don't have any extra.
So you have
3 2s and 2 5s.
3 2s and 2 5s. I have
okay.
3 1s and 2 4s. So it's 2 full houses. You have the higher full house because
Right.
of the 5s.
Because of the fives.
Okay.
So you win.
Yes.
But we didn't discuss how much
Exactly.
Right.
money.
Isn't it a simple game?
Okay.
You want to play?
He's teaching you how to play.
Works for me.
It's marvelous, isn't it? Oh, I hope there's other games a chance. I hope you're going to teach me something, but I'll let it go this time because you're unique.
Teach you something else.
You're unique.
You're a dragonborn?
Something else.
Okay.
Gross.
But we'll wager a beard.
I
Any beer you want.
like beer.
How does he hold his alcohol and he's like 2 feet tall?
Transmutation specialist. He probably just turns it into water
Oh
after
my
he
God.
drinks it. He's just like,
I just call it the welcome effect. I don't know.
The welcome effect.
Oh, but I don't want to reroll it.
I'm really good at this game.
Me too. Obviously for now, I have a straight 2 to 6.
Me as well.
Nice.
Oh my god, they have a fucking
Yeah,
tie.
look, Jamie.
Oh, already.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
So you want again?
Ah, you're picking up great. I like it.
Double or nothing. 2 beers?
2 beers. Yes. 2 beers.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just play random
Oh.
pictures. I'll just yell things across the room.
There you go.
Extra bar wedge. You're a bunch of sluts!
Okay, so now we re-roll whatever. I'm just
And
gonna
then-
re-roll one.
Now we got to reroll, right? Ooh, I'm gonna reroll 3.
You're gonna re-roll 3?
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, I got 3 of a kind.
What's your number?
6.
Mine is 6 and I have a pair of 5s.
Well, that's a full house. You just have 2 pairs. Or
Oh,
yeah, a full
okay.
house. Oh, I lose. Oh, the shame.
Wanna play
2
again?
beers. 2 beers.
That's
You owe her
Andy,
2
one of my
beers.
Wanna play again?
You gonna play some money?
He likes beer.
But you should win money. Do you like beer?
No.
Exactly. You should be playing your money.
Game of chance. And we roll.
I'm gonna re-roll one.
I will re-roll. I like 1s or 2s. 1s or 2. I'm gonna do this. We'll re-roll 3. I got 2s and I got 3s.
I have 3 and I
And
have 4s.
And a lonely 4. It's a lonely 4.
So as you guys are playing for your beers,
I use a kid.
a large green-skinned orc kind of like walks over and he's like, "That looks like a child's game."
Well, sir.
I've got one that's a bit better.
Oh, a new game of chance. I'm in. Let's do it.
It's not new. It might be new to you.
The difference?
Well, it only requires 2 dice.
What's the object of the game?
High risk, high reward.
I'm in.
I didn't even tell you how to play.
Be careful there, little one.
I'm in.
Oh.
Listen,
Okay.
tiny man. Listen to me.
So, what you got to do is roll 2 dice at a time.
You have the thumb sticking out too. This is it. Do you mean it's 2, or do you not know how?
2
Okay,
dice
just making sure.
at a time.
So it's really 2, not a 3. Okay.
2
Okay.
dice.
Okay.
And hold on. And you're gonna roll and count the numbers. And hold on. And so his buddy walks up behind him. He's like, "Forgive my friend. He is not very smart. I only just taught him this game today. So ignore him. Plus, I mean, he's green, and he's very green also.
Is he sick?
So easy game. Very, very, very easy. What you're going to do is you're going to roll 2 dice at a time. And your objective is to try to count up to 100. So the risk comes in that you can bank as many points per round as you like. But if you roll 1, you lose it all.
Everything or everything for that round?
Everything for that round.
Ah, that's the
So
making point.
you keep
How
rolling.
many rounds do we get
You
to
keep
go
rolling.
to 100?
You keep rolling. Well, it depends. If everybody at the table is feeling good, we keep going.
Ah, I like it. Let's do it. Do we bet every round? Do we bet?
What about you, Dragon Lady?
Dragon Lady?
I'm just kind of staring at him.
Right, so she's out then.
Probably.
Okay.
She's not one for money. She likes beers, though. I like beer, too.
Well, I'll tell you what. What we're going to do is we're going to put it on the table. 500 to start,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
If you're feeling lucky, you can up your bids between rounds. If you're not, too bad.
Yeah.
Right. So
I'm gonna pay
Let's
him
start.
500 to start.
What? I'm going to start because it's my game. Well, and it's a good idea, probably.
Yeah, to get the calculator.
Just so that you don't
Yeah.
fuck it up.
Oh, shit, wrong.
You want me to do yours, babe? So you can concentrate on your one walking thing.
And your accent.
If you want to. Sounds.
So I don't think he has to work too hard for the accent.
This is just kind of a crazy.
I'm just kind of sad that he's not going to be around for. Are you going to come for Cody's campaign too? Jeremy's-
welcome, sure.
Jeremy's accent is the best for his character.
Pan.
For
I
Pan.
haven't had a lot of experience doing accents. No one
Well, okay.
else I play with
So-
really does them.
Just them two.
I've done them for my DM
Right.
session,
Right.
but like again, it was a new thing.
So Pan, I think, was my first real character that I did an accent
Yeah.
with. And I knew when I created him, I was like, this guy's got to have an accent. And I was worried about doing it, because it's one of those things. You start doing an accent for something, you're just like, oh, it's going to sound goofy.
Yeah.
And of course, the first session, everybody's like, it's Vigo. Everybody's like, you sound like the guy from Ghostbusters 2. I was like, no, he doesn't sound anything like that guy. And I like Pan. And Pan has gotten to a point where they're just like,
It's
Which
so
is
Yes.
why I love
But
you.
you sound like what I would expect like a halfling or a gnome to sound like.
Right.
It was
Right.
perfect.
Right.
It's pretty good.
and so doing Pan has gotten me more comfortable with doing accents. So,
Yeah.
I get here to these characters and I just decided to start doing more accents with the different characters. And
Yeah.
it's working out well for me.
I like it. I like that immersion.
Right. Gives you a little bit more to it,
Yeah.
It's
So,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, no, absolutely. For the next two Fridays, we're going to end up playing his campaigns. And
Well, are we going to do next week with me being on call?
you're on call. Yeah.
Which
No, we're not doing next week.
Sucks balls.
That's shit balls. Okay. So, yeah. No, you next week.
Yeah, I
I'm
want
working
to
crazy late
so
that
bad,
day
but
anyway.
Huh?
I said I work crazy late next week
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah. So, no, we will just hold off on next Friday. Then.
yeah, which
Uh,
I hate. But I mean, whenever we tried to play Gloomhaven, whenever you were on
Yeah,
call, I mean,
it was a
it's just-
nightmare. It took us like 5 hours to play a 2-hour session. So no, absolutely. We won't worry.
So nothing next Friday.
Nothing next
Yeah.
week.
Okay.
The following.
Yeah,
Friday.
following.
You
Absolutely.
should put him in the group chat.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Oh, okay, well then he's
You're
fine.
the only one that's not, baby.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to be there.
Yeah. We usually do like a roll call on like Wednesday or so to come out, kind of be like, hey, who all is planning on coming, so we can kind of get a head count. Because sometimes everybody's busy. Nobody can really make it. Us. Every time.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think we've ever missed a session. He's missing next week only because money.
Like it's
if we ever can't play, he wants to come play Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
He can play
It's true.
Chris's character.
It's true. Chris's character blows.
He's also
Yeah.
over here.
The earlier I know what we're doing,
Right.
the better, because I could.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you can
we're
be like Jason,
every
no
Friday.
Fridays.
Well, I
No,
work
no,
like
yeah.
2 shifts a week,
Yeah.
so yeah, on the chance that he does have me working next Friday, but I already have that taken care of. But I can
Yeah.
undo that if
Yeah, no, I understand.
Well, I mean, we're not playing next Friday. So
Yeah, next
it
Friday's
works
fine.
out. But
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
I'll just
we try to do every Friday.
We
Like,
try every Friday. So as much or as little as you want to come,
Yeah.
up to you.
well, as much as I can come. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
down.
we're always on board. And like I said, if any of your other crew is interested in playing other sessions that aren't yours,
Mhm.
by all means. I know you said that you guys kind of like mix up what days you do your stuff, or is there like a specific day?
Yeah,
Just
no,
kinda-
it's whenever everyone's
Whenever
schedules.
everyone's
One's a firefighter.
Right.
My
you
schedule's
were
always
telling me
different. His is always different.
Right.
It's kind of
Okay, makes sense. Yeah,
I'll
but I
most
mean,
likely be the only one.
that's
That's
fine.
fine.
If that, hey, one more person is better than
Yeah,
no more
I was
person.
gonna say one more person at least guarantees that we can actually play. 'Cause,
Right.
like we're the 3, or the 4 of us
The
are the
4
consistent
core
ones.
were-
But, yeah.
Yeah, it's my house, so we're almost always
Derek's
like
always here.
Derek's always
Exactly.
here. I don't
And
think he misses a few, but only because
Well,
shit.
you
had
had
serious shit
yeah, I
going
was
on.
like, you had crazy extenuating circumstances that you didn't overly care about anyway, but you were drawn into. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I was forced into.
yeah,
So
yeah.
just man, bummed about Peter, man. Like I know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Good on him, you know.
Yeah.
Get that network certification, like you need it. But man, it sucks that he's just like,
'Cause
yeah,
he was our other rock.
yeah, he's another rock in our campaign. He was the one that Pan bounces off of, and that's gonna be crazy. I already have like planned out how Pan's gonna like.
You're distracted.
Where the fuck is he? He's not here. You know, it's gonna be great. Okay, so well, I've got a fall. I think I'm going to continue. There's another 8. So I'm at 13. I think we're going to keep going. Feeling lucky. There's another 8. Ooh, feeling lucky. Ooh, I like it. Feeling really lucky. There's another 7.
How far will he go?
Feeling really lucky.
How far will he go?
There's another 6. Feeling like the dice might not. I don't know. Maybe once more. Yeah, 6. Puts me at 40. Just under halfway.
The first round.
First round, just under halfway to 100.
So is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Yes. Ah. It's 9. I want to keep going too.
We'll keep on.
Another 9.
Another 18. 18.
Another 9.
Another
Oh
9.
my Jesus.
Ah,
27.
I like this game. 8. Woo, I'm going down. I'm going down. But I'm in it. Let's go. Ah! With another 7.
42.
22.
So wait, if you hit 100 in your round, do I get a chance to hit 100 in the same round, or is it just over?
You get a chance to hit 100 without going over.
Oh, I can't go over.
Mm.
Oh,
What
it's crazy.
Is that a rule specified?
So wait, what if you hit 99? Then you can literally not
He's
win.
explaining the rules as they go.
If you hit 99, then you just literally can't win.
Well, think about it kind of like blackjack. You get as close to the goal without going over.
Oh,
Right.
who's blackjack?
It's a card game.
I'm getting off this.
That's a game for another day.
I don't know. I'm new to chance. I like chance. It's risky.
Risky it is.
And then let's go for the biscuit.
Go for the biscuit. Ah, you rolled
Snake
double
eye.
ones.
Oh,
Double
my
ones,
God.
friend.
Oh,
Back at 0.
Get down.
I'm
Don't
s-
climb.
What are the odds? 2 ones.
2-1.
But I like it.
All right. Well, I'm going to continue going.
So it's a new round, right?
New round.
Okay.
Oh wait, so he just starts over.
Yeah.
And then you,
Since
but you get to stay.
I get
with
to continue
40.
at 40. Yeah.
So if I banked 42 and then the next round I rolled snake eyes, I would have been stuck at 42.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
So when you choose to stop is when your turn ends. When both players stop, that's the end of the round. It begins a new round, which continues from where you were at, whatever you banked.
Okay.
That's how pig works. Very easy. And it took me a while to find a couple of like easy dice-based games. And others were like cards, and I was like, I don't want to start introducing cards into it because then we have to pull out a deck of cards to play. Dice is easy because you already have them in your hand.
Play layers dice.
Right. Again, requires a cup, and then we need space on the table for everybody to flip.
Oh, I guess,
yeah,
okay.
so I wanted something easy that we can roll and that you can visibly right. Liar's dice, you don't want people to see your dice. So you got to keep your hand on it, and you're just like, nope. All right. 7 points.
He's really good at this, guys.
You keep going.
Good at
Is it cheating?
6
That's a
points.
good question. Let me find out.
Oh, well, I
Was
lost
that
when I won that
investigation?
round.
Minus 13. I think you were at even 40.
Yeah,
I rolled a 25. Is he cheating?
What?
Is he
No,
cheating?
he's absolutely not cheating.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
it's.
Just checking.
I mean, you haven't seen me cheat on the table.
Well, no. But like
Right.
the other one, he had the extra.
The other
dice.
guys had an extra dice. Yeah, there might have been something going on there.
Yeah.
But you're not sure because Welkin took all the money out of it and managed to make way. And they're just like, yeah, that's enough.
Even with two, he couldn't win. That's
Mother!
bitch.
Yes, it's back to you.
Yes! 9!
9.
and
You're getting there.
a 1! I'm at 0.
Back at 0. Bad luck, friend.
I know. It's exciting, though!
Well, I'm feeling lucky.
Me too!
I'm going to add an extra 500 to my bid.
Oh.
So we're up to 1,000. 10. And an 11. Ooh, feeling a little too lucky this time.
Really good.
And a 12. Keep going or bust. No risk without the reward.
That's it, friend.
7.
Guys, he's really good.
I'm at 80.
He's lucky.
Oh, lost the 40 I banked.
Damn.
Back to you, friend.
Yes. Ah!
Come on, Cody.
8. I'm climbing. That's 10. Yes. 5. And we're going again. Another 6.
I like this tiny human.
Yes. I like this tiny human too.
As do I.
Hey, who's a human? Looking at everybody.
Oh, yeah.
He's a human, isn't he, in front of me?
Yes.
Oh.
The
I like it
the
too.
orc is an orc.
He's- Me? I love me too.
Roll your dice.
And another 11. I don't know what I'm at. I forgot.
You're at 40.
Oh, I'm at 40.
Evenly matched.
Very
Bank
good.
it.
With another 9.
49.
Bank it.
Why don't you hold it right there, little friend?
I'm on a roll. I can feel it. I can hit 100. I can.
Stop. Give it.
Until
A.
next round.
Yeah. Give it until next round. You don't want to go back to 0.
Do you want the beer?
Okay.
There you go. I think we found
I'll
something
have
we can.
another.
It's
We
a
can-
pacifier.
Yeah. Slightly control him with. Here.
She's very observant.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got to catch up. What are you at, friend?
I'm at 49.
49. Only 9 higher.
Oh,
There's 10.
right there.
Bruce is very intently watching you roll these dice.
Dad, what you doing?
Oh, and I lose the 19 that I gained.
Look over the side of the cup. That's unfortunate. My turn. And that's an 8. It's snake eyes. I see it again.
2 sets of snake eyes in one game. What are the odds?
I mean, and he starts calculating in his head. That's funny.
As small as me.
Oh, right out the gate.
That's unfortunate.
Looking like the luck's drying up.
I hope not. This gotta be close. We're in it. Into it! Yes! 5. 7. Yes! Yes! The power! And 1! No! They bring me back down. They bring me down.
12.
You're the only one that understands me. And I'm hugging the goblet.
5. 7. 8.
You're doing great. Keep
I
going.
think I'm gonna bank, friend. You've been drinking a bit.
What does a bank got to do with drinks?
72.
Ugh.
That's what's got to do with it. Got to do with
All right. Oh, it's my turn. Where are my dice? Here we go. Hey. That is the one.
Bad luck, friend.
Which one is 0?
7. 7.
That's a 7.
9. I'm at 95.
Oh,
I'm gonna bank at 95.
He's going to bank at 95. 6. 9. And 7.
You're 71.
5. And 8.
84.
I'm on the road.
9 short.
I'm on the road. I'm on the road. Say eyes. I'm back to
A third set of snake eyes?
Yes. Can you dig it?
So we're back at 49.
Oh,
Yes.
fuck.
We're at 40.
Oh, we're never going to
But
progress
if he,
from this
if
fucking
you
bar.
can you
Right.
bust? Can you hit over 100 and lose?
Yes. If he goes over 100, he
You
loses.
go over 100.
So I have
Right.
to aim for 96 to 100.
Right.
Right. You
Yeah.
have to. So he's
Right.
he's done. You're stopped.
Right.
Do you want to keep going, short man?
I'm at 49. Of course I want to keep going.
Roll your dice.
Oh, it's my turn again.
Well,
I thought
then
it was his
go.
turn.
I'm staying with my 95.
Oh,
Keep going until you are finished. Or until you make up.
okay.
He can choose to go ahead and play, and if he hits 100 on the nose,
Mhm.
wins.
Game.
Yeah.
So 8. 9. Yes. Yes, I feel it. It's coming. 6. Oh, this is tough stuff. Yes. And 11.
So can he even bank anymore, or he has to go from 49 to however high?
No,
you
he can
get?
bank.
Oh, he can
He
bank.
can bank. Yeah. It's kind of one of those things. You can keep doing as much as you want to try to get as close as you want. But when you get to that peak, like getting close there,
Yeah.
you risk it too much and you just fly right over.
You should
What am I?
83.
Oh,
you should bank now, and then
now.
just to play it safe.
Why safe? There's money.
Right,
But there's
you bank
beer
now,
in playing it safe.
and you
Ooh,
can
beer.
make more. Yeah.
Oh, I grabbed the new beer.
Half the bank first.
Yeah, I hold it. I try to pull it away.
Bang! Bang!
Okay, so he's at 83.
All right. I'm going to stick with my 95 still.
Are you staying at 83? Or are you going to roll more dice?
He's gonna have to.
If he stays at 83, he automatically loses.
Yeah.
He's got to be 95.
Obviously.
Okay.
7.
94.
Is that tie?
No, he has to
He's
roll.
one short.
He can't break 100.
He's got to roll it 2 higher without
Well,
doing snake eyes.
He has to roll 4.
That's 8. And we keep going.
1
So wait,
and 2.
Wait, what are
Wait,
you
is that
at?
one or two we bust?
You
One or
busted.
two?
Yep.
You
You
busted.
said 8, right?
Yeah, it was 8.
Yeah,
He's
done.
going to keep. Friend, you.
My new friend is
And
having
11.
What?
What? No, it's a 1. No. Why?
halfling.
No, I don't want to.
Are you going to tell your friend he lost?
I'm at 83. Do we keep going?
No, you lost.
Is it his turn?
Well, I will take my grand.
Oh, wait,
Lost.
what? What happened?
You lost.
Why don't we quit?
You went over 100 and then you got surprised.
Sorry, little buddy.
I just find it unfair to take money from a drunken halfling.
Hey.
How about you play me
Prejudice.
instead?
Who are you calling drunk?
What?
How about you play me instead?
Play you? All right.
Lord have mercy. This would be a smarter game.
It was a smarter game or shorter game?
What about
All right. First to 100 without going over wins.
Okay, you go first.
So are we going 3 people? Are we going deep?
No, Walter.
Plus 3.
You know my name.
I've only shouted it
Boom.
twice now.
Back at 0.
I thought you banked at 95.
6,
What is this sorcery?
4, a 6, and a 3. Pair of 3s. Again.
Oh, man.
4 and a 2, and I'm gonna stop there.
Okay. All right. I've got to catch up. What are you at?
31.
31. 8.
So how much is on the table right now?
Another 1,000.
Grand. Another 1,000. Oh, bad luck. Back at 0.
I forgot the coconuts. No, I don't.
Dude.
Yes, I do.
2 and a 3.
And I make
You
2
do it.
coconuts.
Yeah, did
I got the coconuts.
A 5 and a 2. Oh, damn it. What was I at? 31? Shit. There's no history.
I got to love the cook.
He sees something back there.
It's probably a ball.
Oh,
There.
I
5
see a ball.
and a 2.
Is this yours?
Say all the toys are mine. Brother doesn't play.
Sorry, my calculator went haywire. And I'm back at 31.
Oh, she rolled the 1. The 1 is the
31.
lowest number of all.
Well, you're doing better than me, friend. 10. Nine. 9. 9.
Holy shit.
Oof, 6. I think I'll hold it. 43.
I like this game. This guy's good.
5 and a
This
6.
guy's really good.
2 and a 3. 5 and a 2. Let me do one more. A 4 and a 3. I'm at 61 and 1.
61. All right. Oh, still at 43. Back to you.
Hair of snake eyes for me as well.
Damn.
Not moving from there. 10. 12. It can only go better from here. 4. 4s? I just rolled 2 5s, 2 6s, 2 4s.
Loaded dice. He is cheating.
Maybe.
Actually, these are Matt's dice, so.
Loaded dice. Matt.
Oh!
What are you back at?
Back down to 43.
I can kind of understand why people just stand around casino bars and just watch people play.
It's pretty entertaining.
6 and a 2.
Bank! Just bank it! Ah!
2 and a 4.
Just bank! Just bank! Bank for beer!
6
Bank
and
for
a
beer!
5.
Ooh.
I'm gonna hold at 86.
86. Your friend's trying to win back her money. Oh, bad luck. 43.
Oh, damn.
When did she lose? Did she lose before I got here? Whoa.
She didn't lose this one. You lost.
I lost.
A 4 and a
He's
6.
good, though.
I'm
I lose to
a
her?
96.
He is good, and
I'm
it's a
going
fair
to
game.
stay.
96, and you're going to stay. That's what I won against your friend with.
7.
Yours was a 95, actually.
No.
It's a 96. Oh, bad luck. Back down to 43.
No, because I
You
said I had
stick
to
with
get
your
a 96
96.
to 100 to win.
True.
Yeah.
Still bad luck. Sticking with the 96.
Yes.
Damn, you rolled 2 ones in a row?
2 sets of ones with that. It is a game of chance. There's not much randomness to it.
I picked my 2 favorite dice for you today. I'm so excited.
Oh, bad luck. 43.
He's gonna bank and stay. He's gonna do it. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Actually, I feel it in that guy's bones over there. It's all bones. It's all bones. Do you get it? All bones. I studied him once. It's all really all bones.
You're an interesting fellow.
You don't know the half of it. And I'm only half. Yes. I made it funny.
Bank at 62. I'm really feeling it. I'm going to bump my bid up to 2,000.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going to hit the 97. I know it. Back down to 62.
The only way I'd win is if I had 2 twos.
You don't know how to roll low.
I don't know, my dice haven't failed me yet.
Oh, back down to 62.
Oh, fuck. Come on, Jeremy.
I can't help it. It's a game of
Make it
chance.
a bust already.
That's literally what I rolled last time.
Pick it up and just throw on the dice.
I'm not picking up and throwing the dice. Picking up and rolling the dice.
It's getting animated. It's getting good.
I'll bank at 78.
You have to hit 100 without going over, right?
He has to hit 60 or 97.
97.
Well, higher
I
than
have
you
to
get,
hit.
higher than you now, but it's close to 100 as you can get.
Right. Without going
And if he
over.
goes over, then the game ends.
92.
Ew.
He's got to roll 8 or less.
An 8 or less.
That's a pretty good number to land on.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 7, and I've been rolling a lot of other shit.
So there's
So
no reason not to roll, though, because you lose if you don't roll, you lose if you bust.
Yeah.
9. Bad luck.
Oh,
101.
Wow, that's a bust.
close.
Looks like you lost, friend.
Well, friend, you're 2,000 richer.
Congrats, Dragon Lady. You got money.
Well, I think I've lost enough at this table for tonight. I'm going to take my dice and go.
And then you turn around and welcome just poking the green one.
Larry, let's go.
Larry.
Yes,
Larry
Larry the Orc.
Why are you so green?
He chose his own name.
I get it.
Yes,
Larry's so lonely.
Name is Larry the Orc
I believe
because I'm an orc.
That's a lovely name.
you.
Larry.
Why are you green?
You know, I never knew my mother, but I
That's sad,
think
sir.
so too.
Sad, sir. It's very, very sad. Who doesn't know their mum? Oh, poor green fellow.
Most orcs don't. All right.
How many orcs?
All right.
How many orcs are there?
Mini.
Are
In my brood, 43.
There
There he is.
Shit.
Chris.
Hello.
There's a Christoph.
All right.
Let him
He's
go.
pulling me away. What?
I said, let go a little.
All right.
Here's places to be.
So as you guys are enjoying your libations and your games of chance. Nope.
What's today?
Friday.
How'd you get off?
Was it scheduled off?
Oh, I thought you were working tonight.
I thought I was too. Then apparently I didn't have to work.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I was like, you're a little early out of there.
Nah. I wish we could close at 8.
That would be nice.
All right. So as you guys are enjoying your games of chance, one of the bar wenches comes up and she's like, "Well, hello. I have a round here for y'all. Also, I have this note. It told me to give it to the little one.
I got an admirer. I've got an admirer.
Right is the guy. Well, he was over at that table.
Oh man, your country accent needs some work.
What? I'm not trying to do a country accent. He was over at that table, and well, he's gone.
That's lovely. That's nice. Whatever. Okay. Thank you for the drink. Yes.
Yes, he paid for him.
Well, he paid for them.
Well, that's even nicer of him.
What did he
Thinking
look
kindly
like?
for me.
Well, he was kind of a pale fella. Yeah. He was a pale fella, wore a hood, a long trench coat. I don't know. I mean, it's not terribly bright in here.
I love you. Oh God, you brought the cipher back?
Yeah.
This is Welkin we're talking about. I broke.
I
two
very
languages
specifically
now.
said, I was like, I'm going to make sure that he utilizes. I was like, I'm going to see how good your notes were.
Mhm.
But the language was broken. You were missing letters.
Not his.
Yeah, I was gonna say I physically, I literally deciphered it without any help.
Yeah, you figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
So Courtney's was the one missing letters.
Yeah, Courtney's was the one missing letters. But yeah, I've deciphered 2 languages now.
So about how much time has passed while they're?
I would say probably about an hour has passed them playing these games of chance.
All right. I'd probably think
Probably about 4.
3 beers.
I'd venture to say, yeah. Sure.
Kojo's
Boy,
trying
you're
to keep.
drunk.
No, Kojo's trying to keep a level head on this particular night. Still has the idea of getting a resurrection done.
There might be letters you don't have.
No, it's not that I don't have letters. It's the word is weird.
I'll go over to Itty and I'll ask her, who did that short guy come in here with? Does he have anyone else looking out for him?
Everyone turns and their drink's like.
I don't know him. They wouldn't claim to know him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's it right there.
I had to double check. So I have a font pack installed, and I switched it over to normal. I was like, no, I spelled it all right.
Okay.
I want to make sure I didn't misspell any of it. I checked it. I checked
the first
it
word is Zorthers. Which is why I was like, interesting.
But she doesn't know that he came in. They came in together, or did they not come?
We
in?
did not come through the same door.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
He and Anthony came through a
Oh,
different door
that's
than the rest
the
of the party.
Okay.
I guess.
Bibby knows that I know the idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't claim the idiot.
She doesn't want to. Okay, got it. Okay.
So far, I've been drinking and not causing a ruckus.
Okay. So,
With a zombie standing behind me.
so when I go over to Itty and I see you with the zombie standing behind you, I'm a cleric, so I'm kind of like, what's why is that undead tethered to you?
Well, she was a friend of mine that kind of met her end recently, like very recently. Looking to, when daybreak comes, go to the temple and see if I can't find a resurrection to be done for her.
And how long since she passed?
Oh, what? 3, 4 hours?
Yeah, not long.
3, 4 hours, maybe.
What are you doing?
Decipher.
No, I have resurrection.
Deciphering what?
Oh wow.
This. Somebody gave me a note.
So
What language is it in?
I don't remember which. Oh, this is Abyssal.
Oh no, I don't know that one.
Yeah, because I've deciphered Abyssal and Dwarvish, I think, so far. The language that I don't
I'm
know
gonna say,
because I know so
well,
many fucking
I
languages.
actually happen to be a cleric. Would you mind if I gave a shot, returning her soul to her body?
Sure.
I'll. She have like arms. She's gonna try to like attack me or anything.
Oh, we have another friend. I'm pretty sure he's hiding in there somewhere. He's the one that gave her the ability to move after she passed.
Oh,
So it's not like
is he a necromancer?
I don't know what the fuck he is. But either way,
Well, it seems like he might have done it for good cause.
she's not a zombie by a monstrous means. She's a zombie by an intelligent means.
Oh, brain dead.
Oh yeah, she ain't got no brain.
He like jiggles the bottle. He's like, nope, there it is.
Okay, so mind if I take that?
Yeah, sure.
I'll unscrew the top and just hold it in one hand and lay my other hand on her and use resurrection.
Okay. That bottle of what looks like snot just kind of oozes out like back into her ear. Courtney has 2 characters now.
Chris, you want to play?
And the old character's 1,000 gold less.
Right.
Because I took 1,000 gold from her.
So he just resurrected your other character. You went to the bathroom, and now your character's alive. Your other character's alive.
Someone shoot her in the head.
You don't want her anymore.
Well, you see, what had
Play 2
happened
characters
was, I mean,
until-
you could play 2 characters, or you can have her retire here and just be like, a near-death experience is something that
She doesn't want to go through.
All right, hold on, let me get her sheet.
it's just a thought.
I stole 1,000 gold from her, by the way.
That's fine. She had like 8 grand on her.
I know. It was my convenience fee for dragging her around.
Yeah.
Carrying around for a couple hours.
I think
No,
that's
that's
I
the
think
most
we discussed that last time,
expensive.
though.
yeah.
Like,
I think
not my
friendship is not
zombie
enough.
body. is-
He's the most
Yeah.
expensive escort.
Yeah.
And didn't even have to do anything.
Yeah,
with
they
it.
didn't even sleep
I'm
with
playing
it.
to my ideals and flaws. Let's go, Joe.
Straight. There you go.
And now that she's alive again,
Wait, okay,
Biddy.
so somebody explain to me what the fuck just happened.
He
So-
resurrected
He's a
you.
cleric.
I
He
went-
just resurrected
I went
you.
up to the-
Son of a bitch.
I'm sorry.
You're so cool. Okay.
I went up to the bar to ask if his name.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Well, I don't even know that because I haven't asked him his name.
Right.
But I
He
asked.
said it multiple
I
times.
asked-
though.
He yells it.
Oh, okay.
Because
there's no way in hell you don't know his name.
I asked Itty if she knew anyone who came in with him, and no one said anything. So I look over and I see him with this undead tethered to him, and I'm a cleric, so I'm like, whoa, undead, what's going on with that? And he tells me, and I'm like, well, I can try to resurrect her, and I have the resurrection spell, so
And he didn't ask to get paid either.
that's a fault that I do have.
Coach Joe was going to jump on that opportunity.
But
Did I space it enough for
I am
you?
just like beaming, and I'm like,
Hmm?
wow.
Did I space it enough for you?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Because
well,
there are some letters that I missed.
haven't
It
had
says
much luck
Northern, I'm
saving
assuming bridge.
anyone at any party that I've been in, but he's like,
2 O's in the
I'm
middle.
Kojo's
That's
gonna be
for
like-
the, and then
Even though you didn't ask, here's 500.
So
For yeah.
That's the big
that's
Oh, yeah.
great. I'll take that, but the reward is
yeah, just need to figure out what that middle
helping
word is.
someone
Like
else.
double O's.
I'm glad you see it that way. I really
I feel
am.
like I feel like he's like working at the Aveda of Resurrection. Like I'm still in school, so I'll do this one for free.
So after this happens, Kojo looks at Biddy. Okay, I don't have to be sober anymore. Hit me up with 4 more.
Okay. So she cracks them all and throws them all across, or slides them all across the counter to you.
So
Oh, they're drinking
how do
that.
I like
Hi.
come back? And judge like how many I'm just like standing there.
Yeah, you kind of come
You-
to and you're just like,
You have control of your faculties. If you're not smart enough to untie yourself from me, okay. Kojo don't get
Oh,
no
I guess
more.
we're just walking now. Crazy bitch.
She probably
it's as
would
if
be
you
down
were.
for that.
It was as
She's
if
down for
you were
just about anything.
sleeping. The last thing
Yeah,
you
but you
remember,
forget Kojo's 60 now, so it's not like it's going to happen.
the last thing you remember is that
I
your
don't know.
brain was about to pop out of your head, and then you went black, and now you're awake.
And now she can never go back.
Bastards.
What is your character's backstory? Like,
Fuck, I don't know. I don't even think she fucking has one. Oh wait, yeah, it's written down here. Hold on.
She's like, I forgot about this bitch. I didn't think she was going
I really did too. I was like, it's been 20
It's been 5 years since you looked at me. Pat, head to the side.
like what was the background you had picked for it?
I don't know.
She never did for her range.
I didn't, but I have like all the traits, ideals, bonds, and stuff. I never put it on
Well,
D&D Beyond.
Never mind. What I was going to say was, depending on what your background you picked, you might know what kind of place we're in or not. If you don't have the backgrounds, you'll think we're just in a regular little tavern. If you have the criminal background like me, you know exactly what kind of tavern this is.
The best kind.
Oh yeah, get the best jobs at these places too.
Oh yeah.
She's one of those I don't give a shit bitches.
Ah,
So she doesn't care either way.
Jesus Christ, I am a retard.
A retard.
I am a retard.
Damn it, Vulcan.
Northern Bridge, look for the X. What's an X? Makes no sense.
What does it say?
I just told you.
Tell me again. I wasn't listening.
Dragon Lady, well, you don't look like you have ears. You have ears? Can you hear me?
Yes, Tony.
Oh shit! I thought you were just reading my lips. I really did. I was gonna be more amazed. Really?
I can hear you. What does it say?
What does what say?
What does the paper they handed you say?
You know, that's the second character we've gotten resurrected that didn't want to get resurrected.
Really?
I was pissed about it when it first originally happened. But like I created this bitch today. I'm like, I'm really feeling this.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I was disappointed about Hugh. I accepted it, but I was like, I have another one like in the pipe, and I'm
We're
ready
gonna
for it.
consider
So.
Jack and his
I created this
character.
bitch like
Yeah, I'm
today.
considering Jack to be the first
He
one to
told
get
me.
resurrected that didn't want to get resurrected.
Oh my god! It wasn't that he didn't want to get resurrected. He was arguing semantics about how he was getting
Yeah,
resurrected.
he
I was
really
like-
was just trying to rules lawyer himself out of it. Like,
It was so
We have a
bad.
Scroll of resurrection. Like, hey, we can bring it back. That's not how that works.
It's a scroll of Jack resurrection.
Yeah.
Right.
Shut the
and
fuck
he's
up.
like, do you want to be resurrected? He's like, well, yeah. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh god.
Don't rule lawyer it.
Right.
Plus,
Right.
you have no say. You're dead.
Right. You're dead. You don't get to say anything.
Jack alive. No, I'm dead.
I immediately just fucking.
Stab himself.
Okay, so what does someone say to me?
Yeah.
Explain to me what happened. Since I player knowledge know.
Right.
So now my character knows.
Right.
And I guess she's gonna sit at the bar and have a drink and
Wallow in the fact that she
wallow
was
in the
dead.
fact that she was actually dead.
Right. I mean, she's seen some shit.
Yeah.
She died.
She could be
Did you
a
see the
psycho.
I
light?
kind of wander back to the guy with the stick up his. Hey,
Did it open up?
Northern Bridge, look for the X.
Little fellow.
Listen,
Yes.
fellow.
That's me.
Why are you bothering me again?
Because you were the one with the stick at your bum, and bridges are made from sticks.
Okay.
Well,
Makes sense.
most bridges aren't made from sticks. Unless, of course, we're referring to the one that crosses the river Styx.
Well, we're in Strix, so it could make sense.
Okay. I don't know what you're referring to. There's a bridge on the northern side of town, crosses the river. Yes, fine.
I think.
Which way?
To the north, obviously.
Yes.
Go on, leave me alone.
Can I hear this?
This town?
Strisk.
How do I spell that?
You can hear welcome at all times.
Yeah. Yeah. One of Welkin's downfalls is he can't keep a secret.
YSSK. Strisk.
So like this guy handed me a note
I'm
like
writing it on
hush
on
hush.
this paper.
Yeah.
I'm announcing it.
You're announcing it. So I hear this guy yelling at you to go away, and I just finished handling that, so I'm really happy. But then I quickly look and say, "Oh Lord!" So I'm gonna go back over and say,
before you walk away, I grab him and like, don't worry about it. He is retardedly lucky when it comes to this kind of thing.
But you assume in a town with no sun, you know which way north is. That is presumptuous of you, sir.
I've also tried to kill him. It doesn't work.
Compasses still work.
"You know it."
Are you
Unfortunately.
sure?
I'm
Well,
positive.
he seems to get himself into a lot of trouble, and I don't want anyone to take
Prove
advantage of
it!
him.
He gets himself in trouble.
Okay,
without
and he
fail.
pops out a compass and
He
flicks it
also
open, and he's like,
survives it miraculously
No.
without
I
fail.
grab it to look at it.
I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder.
Thank you.
Tell you
And I walk off with the compass.
I'm gonna tell you to take care of.
"All right, at least he's gone."
Okay.
Oh
Oh,
no.
And I'll say, "Well, it seems like that duty has kind of fallen into my lap." And then he says,
It was once my duty.
"Oh, well, I feel honored in getting that passed down to me."
Bye. Peace out.
So I'm
Your
gonna
child now. Bye.
I'm gonna go back over to him, and is he still talking to that?
No, he walked away,
Oh.
took the guy's compass, and walked away.
So by the time you look around,
Stole his
Welkin is gone.
Oh God!
The guy was just glad to be rid of him, so he's just like, "All right, whatever."
Welkin is walking out the door.
He went that way.
Yeah. Kojo tried to
Okay.
warn him.
I'll go and what's your character name? You Dragonborn?
Oh shit. Hold on.
Dragonborn
I don't
lady.
know if I remember how to pronounce her name. I gotta
Illyria.
Illyria. There you go.
Illyria?
Wait.
Yrial.
Uriel? Uriel?
Yes.
Uriel?
Uriel.
Uriel.
Yeah.
Oh, there's gonna be a blue dog, a
Yeah.
purple dog at some point.
And her husband Eustace.
Yeah.
Ooga booga booga! It's Kojo.
Her name's actually Muriel in the show. But,
Muriel,
you know.
Yeah. Uriel.
I'll say, "Excuse me, miss. Did you see where that little halfling went?"
Yeah,
Compass
he deciphered
of
the code,
Strix.
stole the man's
Guy.
compass and he walked out the back.
Stick-
With
Advice.
code? Would you please help me catch up to him?
Sure.
Okay.
You might want to grab
So
his friends.
Kojo looks around, sees that Welkin has done disappeared again. Like, oh, fuck. Did he? Thanks
This-
for being so talkative. You're a wonderful
So
person.
this is Welkin's
Thanks for
other
the beer.
thing.
Here's payment.
If
And
there's a
little
mystery,
gold extra for you.
He doesn't
So
know
I
the
gotta
way.
go find Idiot.
All right.
he
And
will
so she
forego-
just kind of she's like, "Well, thank
he
you,"
will
and
forego
leans
the
down,
entire
like
party
scoops it off
and
into
walks
her
solo
Yeah.
into complete and
Into
utter
backup.
danger, as in like a mummy's sarcophagus.
Anyway.
I like that
we're chasing
dynamic.
down
You're just like a
Welkin.
toddler, and I'm just like trying to catch you. And
Yes.
keep track of you.
And he's covered in oil.
Hide the bleach and turn off the stove.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's covered in oil.
He's covered in oil.
Slippery little.
I also have like the crazy highest
Covered in butter.
perception and investigation, but I have the observant feat, but I'm oblivious because he's very focused. He's focused on
So
one
it's
thing.
like you see things, but you don't relate them. You make
And
the
before I
connection
walk
to
away
something.
from the bar, I
or
look at your,
I get hyper
your
focused
character
on
that
one
just got
thing
resurrected.
and nothing else matters.
I'll let you know if Welkin gets himself killed.
Thank you.
If I die, I might
And I
take
just
over
have
her
like this
character because
blank
we have one ready.
stare. I'm just drinking.
Yeah.
Drink my life away.
Okay. So you're following this compass?
I am following this compass north.
And we're trying to follow this halfling.
Okay. Okay.
And also say, if anyone talks to you about gambling, be wary. Okay?
Yeah, he does Albino.
You want my dead character?
No.
You can have her. She's sitting in this bar drunk.
Courtney.
So I walk north.
I also tell your
So, yes.
drunk character, beware of gamer chance in this building.
She's well
So
aware.
you follow
She's
your
very observant.
you
She
follow
knows that
your
he's well.
No.
you follow your compass,
background knowledge.
and it
I
kind
know
of
what
leads you
tavern
to
it
the
is.
northern.
Oh, okay.
It's not the normal tavern.
Right. This is not a horror.
I'm actually
tavern
trying to
this
think
time.
about logistics here. Okay, so It leads you obviously to a wall because it heads north.
We had approached the town on the east side.
You approached the town on the east side
because we were heading west to get to it. So
you approached it on the west side.
We were going west to get to it, so we would have hit it on the east side. If you're traveling west, the first side you hit is the east side of the city.
Right.
So yeah, we started off on the east side of the city. Now, as far as the pathways that the dude led me, because I just walked down and out.
Right.
I don't know exactly if we're still
okay.
on
So
the
you
east
came in
side.
on the east side of the city, and you were going. Yeah, that's right. So you were going. You came in on the east side of the city, and he didn't lead you very far. Like you started going, and literally there was an alleyway to the south that he would have pulled you into. And in that path, like I said, it just kind of went into a back alley and then down into the sewer system. Into
Kojo the fighter.
Big human
fighter.
Very big human.
Kojo.
Like the three of you are like 3 peas in a pod because you're all like right around 7 foot.
Nice.
No, Kojo's not that tall.
I thought Kojo was.
Kojo's 5'7".
Yeah.
None of my current players are abnormally tall.
He's abnormally tall, but his characters aren't abnormally tall.
I thought Kojo was the tall one.
Kojo's the old one.
He probably at one point might have been 6
Yeah.
foot tall, but age has made him a little shorter.
No, he was 5'7" to begin with.
Okay, so he's like 5.
Yeah, average rate is human variant, and that's like
Right.
bone average of the race.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, getting back into the surface. I mean, obviously your compass is going to lead you to a wall, and you're trying to get out. You took a path since we came from the east into the town. The direction that they took you into the alley was south, so you're naturally going to want to go north. After you lead yourself back out of the alleyway into that same street that you're in, you're probably going to want to lead yourself to this location. So there's a river that runs through the city on the north side. This information could be gleaned however you see fit, which you kind of asked that guy, and he kind of told you about there being this location. So for the sake of brevity, we will ignore the fact that you're walking through the city in the middle of the night, like 4 a.m., about 4 a.m. So there's one large bridge that passes over the river, this river running through the town, but there's a dock area below it with steps leading down on either side. So you have this giant stone bridge that kind of goes over the waterway, allowing smaller boats to go underneath. There are 2 gigantic portcullises, like way at the opposite end. Now there's not just one stone bridge; there's a bunch of stone bridges. But for the sake of brevity, the one that you need, you're at. Right. And like as you come up to it, like off to the sides of it, like there are stone steps that go down to this underdock area. It's not very big. It kind of cuts off at a certain point, but there are moorings there. So if at night, there's no one here, but there's a small dinghy tied to one of the moorings. Yes.
I investigated. It said at the X. Maybe it's under. I untie the dinghy and I push off.
Oh, you in the dinghy?
I'm in the dinghy.
Just jumped into the dinghy. Didn't look for the X.
I'm over it. I just said I wonder if it's underneath the bridge.
Well, so that's the thing is the bridge goes like this. Think about so you got your sides here, right? Right. Here's this like lower area on either side. There's your moorings, and there's steps that come down on this side. So think about it kind of like we're looking at it from the top. It's like this. And these kind of are the stairs that go down. So you got stairs that go like this, coming down. Stairs that go down like that. So then there's this under area here. It's kind of like that, and it's got moorings along it. So there is an under area underneath the bridge here.
So, and that's what I thought. I thought the dinghy was off of one of these.
The dinghy, yeah, it's kind of like right there, like
Okay.
attached to one of the moorings. But you can walk underneath this section of bridge.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So there's a section here that you can walk that's underneath the bridge.
So I'll
That's
go ahead
that.
and do an
So
investigation.
you were
first.
underneath the bridge.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that is a. Why is only because I'm incredibly drunk. So that was a natural 3 plus 16, so 19.
Jeez.
About as low as I can roll.
Right, as it is about as low as you can roll. So who else has gone with him? Everybody stayed with him?
Yeah. We're running after.
Follow.
They're trying to get to
Yeah, we're
Okay.
trying to keep up.
Okay, so he runs down,
What's
and he-
walking speed?
well, his walking speed is like 1 shorter than yours?
Actually, because
Mine's 40.
of the adjustment I made on my stone, it's actually higher than everybody
Oh,
else's.
okay, well, so he's at a little bit faster clip than you all.
Yeah.
So you wander down to this area, and you see that one dinghy attached to the mooring, and you start to undo the mooring, and this is when you kind of start to like look around a little bit, and you notice that underneath the bridge, in the shadows, even though it's nighttime, there's shadows underneath the shadows. There's a tiny little chalk X just on the wall.
So I've started to untie the dinghy and I let go.
Okay, so you're not thinking, you're like going, you're like, ooh,
X.
yeah. Okay,
And I
so
walk towards the X.
you walk up to this X, and
And I would knock, but I don't want the dogs going crazy.
Right,
So I
right.
knock on the X.
right, you knock on the X, nothing happens with that.
I'm at the X.
So
Now I feel like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction.
a shadowy figure steps out, steps as if out of the shadows from behind you.
Still
Hello.
staring at the X. Hello. And I lean into the X.
So and as Welkin is just kind of standing there and he's talking to an X on the wall, which you guys don't know, he's underneath the bridge. But you did kind of see that he went off down the steps that go down the bridge. You guys are kind of approaching the edge of these steps, and you see this character just behind Welkin. And he doesn't appear to be in an aggressive manner, but he's wearing a large trench coat and he has a hood on. Kind of fits the description of that character that you were speaking to. Up close, this man wears a long overcoat with a hood attached to it, somewhat shadowing his face from the players. You won't know this just yet, but there's a distinct green glow to his eyes, which are set deep in his face. I know what you've come for. What I don't understand is why you seek it out.
I came. You handed me paper. This is odd. Can you come out of the wall? I really don't like talking to an ex.
So a
Nobody
hand
likes talking to an ex.
comes out and touches your shoulder, and there's claws on the hand. It looks like a normal human hand, but they're like very grotesque looking claws on the hand. He turns you around. I am here.
Oh. Wow, you got out the wall
I
fast.
am.
Okay. Dude, you gotta trim your nails.
Yes.
How'd you
well,
decide? Hi.
and he kind of puts his hands back to his sides, and the coat sleeves fall over it.
Okay, I deciphered your paper. Thank you.
Right. Never mind the paper. Many have come before you and failed. Their corpses litter the labyrinthine corridors of Castle Drake. What makes you think that you can succeed where they have failed?
Can we
Retarded
You
luck.
guys are close enough. You can hear this.
Okay.
I just blurted out retarded luck.
And he looks up,
It is
and this
not
is when
luck.
you see
It
that he
is
has.
not luck. I deciphered the paper all on my own, and I'm
I'm
not
talking about how you're not dead yet.
Oh, that is right there. I'm retarded luck. Absolutely.
So
Wait, did you
he
mention
looks-
Castle Drake? Hey, we're coming here for that. How did you know?
So he looks up at you guys, and you can see. This is when you can see his glowing green eyes, and he's like,
He's giving me
"You have friends."
Saturday.
I wouldn't
Sunday,
say
Monday.
that exactly.
Acquaintances.
Cohorts.
Although,
then.
have you ever met a
More
Furbo?
appropriate, yes.
It's insane. I consider him a friend. He put money on the table for me.
That's
Yeah, I'll walk past the shady guy, keep an eye contact, and I'll go stand behind.
Do you know the man not named Castle Drake?
Well,
Well,
He's literally gonna give it to me like the last, like
I suppose you'll need all the help you can get.
the week after Red Dead, or like
Perhaps I can be your guide.
Well, I mean,
and what
it's
manner?
always good to know where the castle is.
And he just kind of turns and points, and it's because Castle Drake sits atop. So Strisk sits in the, and I actually have this described at some point. Let me see. There's I know I described this. Where is it? Gutter winch.
I think it was whenever we first were like approaching the city,
Right.
city wall. Like we could.
So yeah, there's a huge mountain that's off in the distance. So Castle Drake sits almost at the peak of the mountain, like built into the very stone of the mountain. And as they were approaching the city, a lightning bolt seemed to strike Castle Drake, and there was a howl that rang out kind of through the valley. That was like the last thing they heard before they started breaking into this place.
Yeah. Which think of like the castle from Gargoyles before it got transplanted. Like that's what I thought of whenever he was describing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have a pretty cool image.
Yeah. So yes. So this is kind of what you see. So as he kind of looks and indicates and points, and he's like, it's visible for all to see. Whoa. And he just kind of indicates towards the mountain, and you can see this castle up on the mountain. It's almost
thought to look there.
The castle is almost completely dark. Like it's not really. There's no lights up there. Nobody goes up there because they speak of the creature that lives there.
Is the creature a man that is not named?
The man who shall not be named. Yes.
I'll ask the mysterious guy, and what manner of man or creature is looking to be our guide, and I'll try to look underneath his hood.
So he kind of says, I would prefer to remain in shadows, but I understand if you need to know who you're working with.
I'd say that's always a good rule. Yeah. I'll hold up my holy symbol, and I'll kind of like threaten to just illuminate him, regardless of if he wants it or not.
Okay. So he takes a couple steps back from you. He's like, please put the holy symbol away. I will reveal my face.
Maybe he's just
back underneath.
Okay. So and he kind of slowly pulls his mask back. He pulls his hood back, and you see he looks like a man, but sickly almost. His eyes are really sunken. He's got green glowing eyes, and he's got like long stringy black hair. And you notice he has this beard that kind of goes from his face and just goes straight to his chest.
Like into his skin?
It's just a beard that starts and then kind of goes straight to his
What's his name?
Yeah, it like starts. So like most normal people, you can tell. Oh yeah, that's a chin, and then there's a neck, and then there's a chest. But this guy, his beard just kind of connects straight to his chest.
Oh my god, it really is.
As if he has no chin.
Oh, it's nice.
Nah, he doesn't look that bad. We got a friend that looks way worse than he does.
Chin. Is his name Chin?
No.
That's it.
Say,
Now, does he have a funny
I'll look at him incredulously and
We don't
say,
know yet.
what ails you?
I'm sure we'll find it.
Yes.
This
is
my
4 in the
Did he
morning.
give us
What else?
What did I just say?
He's sleeping.
Hi, sweetie.
Hey, Max.
Because that's his friend. He's like, no, what is over here?
only because you're gonna get yelled at if you bite
Come
or
on,
bark
let's
something.
go. Outside.
This
Oh, bar.
visage is a side effect of my birthing.
Nothing
Did he
that
give
can
us a
be
name?
cured.
Okay, so
I
we've established he
think
was
not.
ugly at birth. Damn.
I kind of feel slightly embarrassed that I thought
What's
it was.
Anthony's character's name?
Anthony's character's name?
In this one?
These are all good questions. I don't think I've ever
we-
asked
yeah.
Anthony's character's name.
It's been Skellyman. That's
Skellyman,
how
yeah.
we've known him.
Almost everybody's
Alright.
addressed into Skellyman.
So I'm just gonna say, Skelly Man looks way better. It looks way worse than him. So I don't see a problem.
Well, if
I don't know if
he's
you've
not
met
some,
Skelly. I don't know if you've met Skelly Man yet. But he's cool. He's just
I have a
he looks
negative.
like him, but less meat.
Jeremy, did he give us a name?
Did he give you a name?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not.
Did he give us his name?
He did not give you his
Did
name.
anyone ask for his name?
No one
No.
asked for his
No.
name.
Well,
What's
well,
your name, sir?
You can call me Watley.
Use on bomb.
And he throws back up his hood. And all you kind of get once he does that is just the glowing green eyes set back into the hood.
Yeah, but you look like a.
I remember this. You did like a foreshadowing thing on this. I remember this. You did like a foreshadowing thing with this.
Probably not.
No, I distinctly remember you doing like a future thing where we're all under a bridge meeting a character in a cloak.
No, we've all been under a
Sure.
bridge.
Incredible writing is what that is, sir. Not at all happenstance.
I read about
It's one major case of deja vu, but it's probably on the video at some point in time. I just gotta find it.
Probably.
Either way.
What incentivizes you to help my little friend here?
At the moment, our goals align.
Oh, you want the cup?
Cup?
Zig. The golden chalice encrusted with rubies.
Yeah, it doesn't have a name.
Yeah. So I just refer to it as Zig.
So you're after this cup, little one?
I'm not. Dr. Jax is, but what he wants with it, I don't know. He's a brilliant man, though. Brilliant man.
Hi, buddy. Yeah, lick. Okay.
He's like, wait, maybe I know this guy.
The thing is, the cup has no name. The man has no name. And it's a castle in a land enshrouded in darkness? How can I resist?
He's like,
Well,
Yeah,
if you're
Xavier.
being paid for this, I've
He's
kind of been
trying to
entrusted to look after your safety.
Come on.
Are we being paid for this?
What are they?
You can
I
live
asked
over
Kojo.
there.
my buddy.
He'll, I don't know. I feel like Derek handles it well now.
Why would we be paid for this? We're looking for a cup.
I was going to make myself an hour.
Why would you do it for free?
Who wouldn't?
Okay,
Cup with
here's
no
the-
name, with a man with no name, on a castle that no one goes to, and a land enshrouded in darkness.
Cleric.
How would I want
What
to
is
not
your
know
name?
this?
I
got
am
it
Kirkland
open.
Moonswarm.
Kirk.
Kirk is fine.
Welkin's easiest thing to get him to do anything is to present him a mystery. The rest of us are in it for what Dr. Jackson's going to pay us. He's
He
in
is
it.
paying you.
Oh, yes. He's strictly in it for the mystery.
Well, adventure and mystery is one man's payment, and I guess. But I'm more along the lines of you. But actually, I've been looking for a new group of people to try and aid, watch over. My past groups haven't really ever come back from any adventures they set out on, whether it's a fault of mine or if they're too foolhardy and they go in and die. But
Well, I really hope it's their fault.
so would I. But I've been having
Is this a common
some.
trait of your people?
No.
No.
Clerics are pretty rare in these parts. I mean, it's hard to keep faith and believe in the light in a world of darkness. But
Obviously, I mean, there's no sun. Like, there's studies that you go mad with no light.
some could, and some do.
I like it.
You have a touch of your own special madness.
Ah.
I don't know if it's sadness. I think it's just him.
Might be.
So, when do we go? You gonna fix now? Right now?
Well, we should probably prepare a bit.
What do we prepare?
Well,
You've been
no
so
one's
cute over there.
been
I'm
to
not
the
giving him much of a
castle
choice.
in a while.
So, you want us to bring a
What's
brew?
wrong? What you lost?
I'm not scared of no dust. Take me there.
The little thing.
Well, I think perhaps
Oh, the screw?
we should.
Oh, you lost the nut?
I lost the dinghy.
That's stuck and I can't find it at the bottom.
Guys, the dinghy. I lost it.
Because I can't lift it.
Keep going.
There was a dinghy.
Welcome.
What?
You're going to be
Jeremy,
much
she
more
lost your nut.
capable of unsolving any mysteries you come across once you've slept the alcohol away.
I must be drunk. I
Sorry,
think he said
super gross
unsolved.
under there, too.
I know,
Uh-huh.
I can't see it.
Why would I unsolve a
He can find it,
mystery?
it's okay. He can find it later.
Don't I want to solve it?
That's why you need to sleep.
I heard it hit the floor.
I'm
Underneath the
confused.
other chair. Or like in between.
Let's
Where do we go?
We will go in a few days' time.
Days?
Yes.
Don't worry, this game's a chance for you in the meantime.
Games of Chance? I played some Games of Chance. It was marvelous. Oh, have you ever played Pig?
I have played Pig.
Oh, do you want to play? I made some dice after losing. Took me like 30 seconds.
Not at the moment.
Excellent.
Hi, buddy.
Brain check.
Hi, buddy.
Range.
Is that for when it rains? I never understood it. What is a check?
I don't know.
No.
It's confusing.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to shake your hands.
We just walked in. You said F you. So Reem says hi.
Where the fuck is she?
At
She ain't
home.
here. Yeah.
Cooking where she should be.
Yeah, like you're like a good winch. Like a good
Yeah,
Egyptian
better.
woman.
She's not a. Don't call her Egyptian. Don't call her Egyptian.
What?
Of all those things, that's what she'd be
She's from
offended by.
Dubai.
She's
I love it.
Lebanese.
She's Lebanese. She hates Egyptian.
Don't call her
Oh,
Egyptian.
wow.
All the Middle
I
Easterns
remember-
don't like each other.
I remember I made a joke about it, and she was like, "No, they smell." I was just like, "Okay, they're mean."
Oh,
I ain't good about watching right now.
How did you describe about the Indians over there?
Oh, well, they're like our Hispanics, kind of. It's like they do all the labor for cheaper than anyone else
Yeah.
is willing to do. So, and there's just a lot of them. I don't have anything against them, but
It's okay.
It's not.
What? What'd you do?
That's inside the puzzle.
Oh,
That's the last time.
We'll find it later. I'm not super concerned with it right now.
He says that, and then he's like, "Where the fuck is it?"
That's exactly what the fuck I'm doing right now.
God
Pay
damn it.
attention to the game.
What are you looking
I'm
for?
listening.
Jeremy
Welcome's
has
already
a
walked
puzzle.
off.
It's two.
Oh God.
Justin. He has a
So I look at our
puzzle.
new
Attached.
acquaintance.
And then you have to try to
And I
get the
said,
bolts
do you have a
off.
place you would
And it's certain
prefer we
patterns.
stay during
And
this
then
time of
inside the
gathering
small
equipment?
nut.
Because we have to wrangle the
Did
idiot.
the puzzle, she figured it
Well,
out. The nut fell out.
Oh no.
I
Always
don't
losing
have a
the
place. I
But also probably help
have my methods.
I guarantee you it went this.
I will meet
Was
with
it
you
ting? That was
This
it.
ain't
in
it.
a few days' time.
No.
I have some preparations of my own to make.
All right. Then
It's probably
I don't
Shady
know. I don't
Tavern
know.
that we were
I don't
just
know
in.
what's inside it.
Is that a decent place to get a room, or should we look for it
Yeah,
elsewhere?
it's a nut.
No, you should definitely
Like that one
find another
before?
place.
That's what I figured.
Just on the north side of this bridge, there's actually a inn. They should still have a few rooms this early in the morning.
Just hit the metal part of that.
All right, let's go track down Welcome and drag him to
you
the
wanna go to
hotel.
bed?
now the castle from where we were at, was that to the north still, or was that
Fall asleep
to
in that
the
man's
west or
legs.
something?
You guys came
I
in from the
think,
east. It is to the north. The castle is.
Okay, so I crossed the north
Well,
side,
why would they
or
go
I'm
south?
crossing the north side of the bridge, I guess, at this point.
You know?
Right. Well, I just explained to him that the inn that you're going to want to visit is on the north
I
side.
know, I know. There's a
Started walking
man.
towards the castle.
Oh, I wouldn't stare him
Yeah,
down.
I don't stare him down.
Yeah, I know.
Insane.
Got my
Eye to eye
face.
contact kind of freaks him out. Come on. Let's go. Let's go to bed. Come on, baby. Let's go. Go.
Max, go to bed. Go.
Go.
He's like, no.
Oh,
But he's rough with me, and I
Asshole.
the
like it.
big man is here.
I'm going to have it at you. He's like, okay. Well, lock the door. I'm going to leave you out here forever.
I'm not holding them.
Jeremy, you
He
remember
doesn't care.
a couple weeks ago how Peter was like, "Hey, Chris, you really saw that CPAP machine that you had? Couldn't find it.
Yeah, I told you. It's here.
It's right, and I couldn't
It's in
remember.
here. It was sitting by the door for the longest time, but we
and
moved it.
I found it.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
He's being fine now, but.
Right. Yeah, but the
As
second
soon-
he
as-
stands
Justin,
up.
Before you get up, warn everybody.
Oh yeah, before you stand up, let us know
Yeah,
you're gonna stand
so-
up.
Okay, because he'll go out.
Oh, he'll definitely bite
Hey,
you.
Dustin, wanna go for a walk?
Yeah, dude, let's go right now. Let's. You want to race, actually?
Yeah,
No!
let's
Oh,
go.
wow.
He bit my best friend in the ass because she was skipping through the house. He
Oh
was
my
like, none of that bullshit.
That and you're wearing cargo shorts. And
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Cargo shorts. You're like a trifecta.
Great.
Your new.
What else doesn't he like?
Oh, no, I
He
think
like that cologne you're wearing.
White people.
Bruce,
He has
Oh.
Bruce climbed
We're-
on
we're
him
not
like he
whites.
was Kane.
Cade.
Cade, that's
Yeah.
what he
Cade's
kinda-
Bruce's
He
girlfriend.
kind of went to give him a hug, and I was like, no, Bruce down.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce, like,
Red Rocket.
loved
Red Rocket.
Cade.
He loved Cade.
Yeah.
He,
All
he,
up on his leg and
he
everything.
raped
Ooh.
Cade.
Oh.
He never helps people. That's the only person he's ever helped.
Oh, Bruce.
Poor Kate. He sat down and immediately started getting raped.
Did you find it?
No.
All right, so yes, so there is an inn on the northern side of the bridge that should have some rooms this early in the morning available to you. Yes, so by all means,
Go track down Welcome.
I would say prepare yourselves a bit. I know of this castle, and I know a bit of a way in, but you should do some more research, perhaps at the library in town. Maybe
I'll
the
drive
town
Welcome
hall?
there later.
Right. They open in the morning. Yes, so should be plenty enough time to interest yourselves. And I will return and meet you in a few days' time.
Okay. Now go track down Welcome before it gets too far away.
Right. He's probably about halfway across the bridge right now.
When I get to him, I'm gonna grab him by the scruff of his neck like you pick up a cat.
Okay. So so you run off to go catch up with Welkin. As this character kind of stops talking to you and he kind of nods towards everybody and he turns, and as he turns, he kind of just disappears into shadow, in right in front of your eyes. Gone.
Well, there's definitely something about him that's unnatural, besides his appearance.
Just a
Nothing in
little
this game is natural.
Okay, so you rush across the bridge. You see Welkin just kind of like wandering his way, heading north, straight towards Castle Drake, which is way off in the distance, up on the mountain.
Welcome. Sleep first. Library second.
Library? Who said anything about a library?
We're gonna get you as much information on this castle as we can before we go
Welcome is
into
a
the castle.
library.
Would there be a library here? So dark.
The-
How do you read?
In the daytime, like I said, sleep first. Let's go this way, and I just carry on.
Okay. So as you roll up to this inn here, you roll up to this inn, and you see there's a vacancy sign hanging off the thing in the front. It's kind of one of those things that can lift it off and switch it out with something else. And you see a vacancy sign. There's a small bell above the door. As you open the door, you walk in. You see one man kind of leaning against the counter. He's like flipping through a leaflet of some kind on the counter. He's like, "Oh, hey, what? Take it you want a room?
Yeah.
How many in the party?
Well, seeing I have to babysit this one, it's going to be one for the two of us.
Right,
There may be more following. I'm not sure.
right,
But at least these two for sure.
right. Oh yeah. So at least 3.
3 rooms. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we do have like a party suite that'll hold quite a few people. It's not actually a party suite. It's for a party of people, you know?
So a bunch of gays.
You're not even here.
I was actually asking.
I would say that's a good decision, though the feminine
Well,
in our party
it's-
is new, so I don't know how she'd take to it.
It's 10 gold a night for each room, or it's 30 for the one big room that'll hold everybody.
Unless
per
you're a
night?
predator.
Per night, yeah.
I'll drop the 30 on the counter.
Okay.
Okay, well, if he's going to pay for it.
All right, cool, man. Nobody ever buys that room. I don't know why. It's a great room. So he scoops that off the counter off the counter into the little bucket and puts it underneath the counter. He's like, "All right, well," turns around, he opens up the cabinet, tosses a key on the counter. He's like, "That's it. You know, I mean, you're only gonna get one key for 3 of you."
That's
Inside
fine.
of hand. I'm grabbing the
The
leaflet.
voice you're doing makes
Okay.
me think you're about to tell me about Woodstock and how Jimmy Hendrix is boring.
Right. Well, yeah, sure. I mean, I was done reading it. It's cool, little guy.
I hold it up. What is it?
So it's a leaflet, just kind of a list of like news around town. You know,
Perfect.
nothing too fancy. Just talking about opening of a new shoe shop. It's also got a kind of they're gonna have at the end of the month they're gonna have a big town hall meeting and people can voice their grievances.
I'm going to find out.
This coming weekend, which is gonna be it's this coming weekend, which for you guys it's probably about it's actually. Yes, because we said it took you guys 3 weeks to get here.
Mhm.
I'll venture to say that you guys probably left at the beginning of the week because you probably slept the weekend at Wellington, and so you guys are here probably on the weekend, and this upcoming weekend. So like Mondays tomorrow, this upcoming weekend, there's going to be a masquerade ball. Yes. And it doesn't have a whole lot of details. It just says, see your town crier for details.
Actually, I have a question about something. It's a stupid question.
Yes.
Can I create a character that's an inanimate object?
You already have a character that's an inanimate object.
No, can I do like a pickle or something? Or a chair? I literally want to know, is it possible? You're not giving
Your character's already an inanimate object.
You're not giving me an answer.
The answer is no.
That's a technical foul.
Because I'll just have someone smash you. It's like, oh, he's a chair. Good. Let's throw him in a wood chipper.
Bar fight.
Yeah, bar fight and smash him over somebody's head. Yeah, you got to roll a new character now, Chris. You just lost your 1 health.
Well,
Make him a door, and then he's got like 30 health.
I wanted to do a blind deaf bard.
See what I had to deal with?
You love it though.
How would that?
Yep. Yep. Don't worry about it. Just the less questions you ask, the better.
Chris.
Look, after you watched the 4th Jason movie, you just stop asking questions.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, for me, it was like after the second one, I stopped asking questions.
How did he? Don't ask questions.
Nope. When
And
it got
by the
to
way, if you're ever in New York, don't go in the sewers because at midnight.
midnight. Every midnight, they just flood with toxic waste.
Oh.
Just remember that. Don't ever be in the sewers at midnight in New York. It's bad.
There's no
Bad
explanation.
news.
They just run into a guy. What are you doing here? Don't you know at midnight it fills up with toxic waste?
Yep.
No explanation
Yep.
whatsoever.
I mean, there's that one exposition guy that lives down there, but that's it. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. God. Okay. So yes, you kind of that you see that the leaflet kind of has just it's just kind of a little bit of an informational thing. There's a little bit of like
Assuming I'm reading this as I'm being carried up the stairs.
there's kind of a Dear Abby article on the back that's got a couple of entries. It's like, what do I do about this boil on my butt? My man,
she should probably lay it stats.
my man done cheated on me. How should I handle it? Things like that.
Beat his ass.
It'll never feel the
They
same.
need me to answer these questions for them. Like, these aren't even good mysteries.
Okay, so yes, you carry him up the stairs. You guys,
I look at Welcome.
you guys turn.
We sleep now. Tomorrow we research the big mystery.
Right.
It's a board game.
So you turn in for the night, and you get some decent sleep. Because it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 ish. Didn't take you very long to get to that little chance meeting. You allied yourself with him, at least a fragile alliance, I should say. Right, and you turned in for the night. So, that's what I was looking at. Okay. So yes. So yeah, you guys get some sleep. The night passes. Of course, it's always night here, so it's kind of hard for you to gauge how long you've been sleeping. But your 4:30 in the morning turns into about about 2 o'clock in the afternoon to get your full rest. And as you start to come to, you hear someone loudly speaking outside, as if like near a city center, outside the window.
Sorry, was putting down. We did a long rest so I could regain my hit points.
Right.
Oh, why is so loud? Why?
And at that point, I take my sword, I take my shield. Clang!
Ah! I get shaken off the bed. That's a long fall for a 2'8" guy.
Is there any like maybe like a thing
Is there
of
fall
water for
damage?
like washing our hands
Sure,
or
yeah,
something
absolutely,
like that?
absolutely.
I'm gonna dunk him in there.
Oh, God.
Yes. I'm asking about to fall down.
Cody,
Fall damage off the bed.
there was a part his character got shot in each. I think it was a Welkin got shot in each knee with an arrow. And we were trying to carry you, and you kept like shouting every time you got.
Oh yeah, that was one. Yeah, because I was shot by being harpooned
Yeah, that's right.
to save my life,
Yeah, that was good.
motherfucker.
So
One wasn't good enough. No, I had to shoot the other.
Yeah.
Oh my
you
god.
dunk him, and
He's
he
been
starts
sure.
to come to from being dunked, falling off the bed, getting clanged at, and now being dunked in a wash bowl.
I'll go to the window.
And they
too.
called y'all my friend.
You're awake now. Let's stick to the plan we had. We're going to drop you off at the library.
We were going to a castle.
You're going to research the castle so we don't get ourselves killed in the castle.
Well, researching the castle technically wouldn't actually tell you anything because the castle itself isn't what is the danger. It's whatever's in the castle. So
If there's any information hidden in the text, we know you'll find it.
History is a great teacher. Little one.
Oh, he knows that. We just got to burn
He
that.
is history.
I'll go and open the window as well, just to kind of get that guy saying.
so it's not right. Hey,
As you
I'm okay with this.
As you open the window, you hear the nearby town crier outside announcing an upcoming masquerade ball. Hear ye, hear ye! He unfurls a giant scroll. Come all to the spookiest night of your lives to celebrate the bicentennial of the founding of this great city of Strist. The mayor will be hosting a masquerade ball in his humble abode in just a few days' time.
Yay.
We've had shipped in some of the most delectable dishes from far away, like lands of Wellington, the port of Ra, and even so far as the blue sand deserts of Azubala.
That's a mouthful.
So come dressed in your harvest festival best. There might even be a costume contest for the best dressed ghoul or goblin.
That rhymed.
Skelly Mare's
I know it did.
Skeleton Man's
look,
gonna win.
when I wrote it, I didn't intend for any of it to rhyme, but it did, and it worked.
Perfect.
A for effort.
Right. So, and the town crier kind of, as he does this, he rolls back up his thing and tucks it under his arm, and he stands there answering questions as people ask him, out there in the town square.
Hey! Hey, you!
Place.
Get out there!
And it slides out.
Come down, little one. We can speak in a more private manner.
It's a long way down, and I'm a little fella.
Use the stairs.
Oh, good point.
And he goes about to continue answering questions to people standing next to
And
him.
I walk up to him in my PJs.
I'm literally
This is like the
picturing
second
you
time
wearing-
he's done this.
I'm literally picturing you wearing a tire onesie with little puffballs in the feet. And
Oh,
everything.
it was flat.
No, it's actually more
All
like
welcome
the
down
Scrooge
stairs, actually.
gown.
I put 30
That's
gold
what
on the
it's more
counter.
Yeah, with the butt
I
hanging
love
out
that.
of it. Like the buttons are just off and his ass is hanging out.
I put another 30 gold on the counter
Sir?
and tell the key. I'll just hold on to the key for now.
All right, man. That's cool. Yeah, that'll work.
Sir? Hello?
Yes, little one.
Okay. You said the master's house. Like,
The mayor's house.
the mayor's house.
Yes, every town has a mayor.
Usually. Where's that at?
Well, it's if you look to the north here, then off to the right, you see that building, and you look off and you see this massive building. It almost looks like a warehouse. And you can kind of see at this distance, there's this huge glass dome skylight on top of it. Yeah, and he's like, that one over there.
Oh, good. Easy to find.
It'll be this upcoming weekend.
Yes, I saw it in the leaflet.
Open
fantastic.
invitation.
Well, sort of, yes. Open invitation. There is an entry fee just to keep the riffraff out. You know, don't want them coming in and catching a free meal and respite for the night. It's just a low cost of 50 gold, but that shouldn't be a problem for you adventurers.
Now, but I heard you mention something of the blue sands of Sambala. What's going to be
The blue sands of Azubala. Yes, it's far off land.
You gotta give it to me. I ain't gonna play with you if you don't give it to me.
It's a far off land. They have the most delicious candied scorpions.
Lovely. Excellent. I'm excited. I've never been there before. Candy scorpions? A taste of their life.
Well, it's very far. Maybe one day, young fellow, you will make your way there.
He's probably older than you. I just say
Oh, hey. He's a friend. He's bigger than me. Although, he dumped me.
no, he don't you.
Yes,
He claims you.
you
He claims
smell
you.
as though you might have had a bit too much to drink last night. Were you not with these fine folks, I might think you one of those riffraff, eh?
He's a riffraff of a different sort.
Nah. Well, as long as you keep a tight leash on him at the masquerade ball, you're welcome.
A leash is actually a good idea. Maybe a harness of some sort.
Well, maybe you can integrate it into your costume.
Have you not met him? He's a furball. He walked in, he won.
Yes, we have a few of
Hey,
his
look,
folks around town.
We could probably find you a
Weird.
pony outfit.
Oh, too funny.
What is this?
I know.
What is this called?
This
It's been a week.
upcoming weekend.
Well, I mean, since y'all want to go and wait to go to the castle, we might not be able to make it.
Oh. I was like, what the hell is
I
that?
found it on the floor.
Well, how about
Okay.
how about this? How about we do our research and our homework until the weekend?
We have 4 days welcome. Might as well enjoy them.
We're taking the ball.
Well, if the ball's at 5 or 6, we might be stuck in a castle for a couple days. We probably won't be able to make it.
But
We could have been going today. And how can you people wait? There's a mystery to be solved. I'm going now.
and I grab you by the scruff of your neck.
Stop doing that!
And I look at the town crier guy and I'm asking him, where's the local library?
So your local library. So I've already pointed you to the mayor's abode. Just that humble looking building over there. If you look to the left, there's another building. It's a bit smaller, but just there. And off in the distance, on the other side of this massive street that kind of like runs through the central of the city, there's this street. So it crosses the bridge, and then the street like runs down, and it goes straight to like town hall. And there's a huge courtyard with flowers and everything in it. And then obviously it pans off to the one side is the mayor's house. That is actually. I'll get into more detail if you guys decide to go to the Masquerade Ball, which I'm hoping you do because I did a lot of writing for it. It's got a high wall that goes around it. It's like a 20-foot wall that goes pretty high. And there's a huge gate, kind of keeps it locked out. Yeah, he's the mayor of the town. He wants to keep the riffraff out, as you can tell. And then to the left, there's a building that's not nearly as big. It's a little bit taller. It's not as large in terms of, so it's got many more floors than, say, the mayor's house does. The mayor's house probably has about 2. This place probably has about 3, maybe 4. You're not
So this
quite
place has got the
sure.
standard 8-foot ceilings, and that mayor's house has got the 12-footers.
Right. So, but yeah, there is a library. Yes, to the left of the
I
town
saw walking the
hall.
library.
So that's to the west, because we approached from the
We were heading west. We hit the east side.
Right.
So,
So
if we're
it'd be to
continuing
the
all the way.
east.
Yeah, be to the west.
So yeah, the mayor's house is to the east, town hall is to the north. Behind the town hall is the mountain and Castle Drake, and then to the west is the library.
I'll say, thank you, my good man. Perhaps we'll see you at this ball.
Yes, and please don't hesitate to donate to your local library.
Oh, if they can keep Walken busy for a while, I'll definitely donate to them. Let's go.
All right.
Like I have a choice. I'm being taken my nighty.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the library.
Right.
Tolkien.
He is being taken to the library.
There's so much. There'll be so much to discover in the library. So many mysteries to explore.
Maybe. Let's see.
Cheer up, little buddy.
Castle right now.
In due time. I'll kind of like nudge him in a
Patience does
cheerful
not
way.
seem to be on your proficiency.
No. That's why I'm hoping
Seemed like
a book about the castle is going to have something of intrigue in it.
Yeah.
So the the library. Okay, perfect. Okay, so as you guys make your way down the street, you see. I mean, the markets have been open. The businesses. This is like the northern side of town, which has the more upscale businesses. They actually have like they have glass storefronts. And they're just the roads here are cobblestone on this side. On the south side of town, things aren't nearly as nice. You can tell that there's a differentiation between the two districts.
South side of tracks.
Right, south side of the river. So yes, there's cobblestone on the north side. The south side, it has probably at one point was cobblestone, but it's been cracking and breaking over the years, and they don't really repair it. They just kind of patch. If stuff goes bad in one spot, they'll
Oh, so
they'll patch it.
it's like Louisiana roads then.
Right. You know exactly what it's all about. And then, like the north side is like the River Ranch side. Things are nicer there. And, they'll take care of potholes.
And they have a jam.
They have their own private police force. So yeah, you start to wander your way up the street, and the cobblestones are really nice. There's no horse shit on the grounds because they clean that up. They have guys that come by and scoop that into the little ditches. Yeah, no, it's a great place. But yeah, you see plenty of different shops and things like that. Mostly like flower shops and aristocratic style things. There's jewelry stores and stuff like that. Not really any places you guys might.
Oshkosh bagosh there, so.
Maybe. There's a lemon drop. So yeah, exactly.
Closet.
No, just you.
Goodwill?
So what?
A Goodwill?
A Goodwill. No, that's on the south side of town. There's a
Oh.
Goodwill on the south side.
No,
of
that's
town.
on north side.
Yeah. So yes, and as you guys make your way down the street, you kind of like veer off to the way it kind of makes it goes like this. The road kind of splits. You have one that goes straight, and then you have the two that go off to the sides. One goes to the mayor's residence, and the other one goes to the library. And as you guys kind of roll to the library, you see people walking in and out with their books in hand. There's a few people tending to like the grounds. So and you're able to walk just into the library. Nobody stops you from going into the library with books or with magic. You'll find out why. So yes, so you walk up and you see this woman standing at the counter with long, slender fingers and a very long neck, and she's got her glasses sitting just at the end of her nose, and she's got a large tome open on the counter, and she's kind of looking at things and checking off, making marks on the page.
All right. If I must, so I'm going to use my background feature of researcher from being a sage to assist in my investigation. Oh, shit. So that is a 28 investigation. So I can try and locate the best tomes of knowledge that pertain to anything that has to do with the fucking castle.
Okay, so you're just
And
going
to
to
assist him
look
on
on your
that,
own?
I'm going to go miss. Which section has the books on the castle that's up on the hill?
Without like adjusting her position from where she's at, she just kind of looks over her glasses at you, and she's just like, "It looks like your friend's already found the way. Follow him."
I just wanted to make sure he was going in the right direction.
Yes, those are going to be in the fiction. Please put the books back where you got them from.
Hopefully he won't walk away while I'm watching them, but I'll try.
He had best not.
No, but
try.
don't take the books. Or you're dead.
I'm not going to take a book. I don't have that problem.
Yes, but we always end up cleaning up his mess.
So she turns back to her gigantic tome, and she finds where she's at, and it continues to check off and read along as she goes.
I follow Welcome.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yes.
Okay, so Welkin starts to wander over to the fiction section, and naturally, the shelves are laid out, like typical library shelves are. There's a few of them that have some books in this library you're allowed to check out like a normal library. Other books, they have like a red, almost a velvet tag on their spines. That one is that indicates that these books aren't allowed to be taken out of the library. You don't know whether or not that's either by somebody telling you no, there's a policy in place, or if there might be some kind of ensorceling to these books that keeps them from leaving the library.
Does the librarian tell us that? Or
She doesn't tell you that. You see that, so you see that
character knowledge.
So you see that I'm telling you this is player knowledge. You've been here for a little bit, and she's been here for a little bit, so you guys may know this information. I don't know if you've ever come to the library. You probably might have come to the library at some point.
I guess a higher class and more.
Right, you are a learned barbarian, so you may know of the library. Right.
It's hilarious.
So, you would know of this policy that the books aren't allowed to leave the library. You know that they aren't. The ones that have that red velvet patch on the spine.
It's y'all's job to let us know that when he goes inevitably to take a book out of the library.
And naturally, in the fiction section, there's a whole shelf dedicated to the books. And when I say a whole shelf, it's a whole shelf. These shelves are probably yay wide, each set of them. And there's a shelf. It's probably got 4 large tomes and a handful of smaller tomes up there, all hardbound naturally. And these all are labeled different. They're all different books relating to the Legend of Castle Drake, and and the history of it, things like that.
Nice.
Well, I'd say maybe we each take a book, or we start to kind of go through them, piece things
You
together.
can if you want, but Welcome will find all the information we need.
Say your meaningless lives and eyes will not catch everything that I will. Don't waste your time. I would just have to go over you anyways. Shoo.
Okay,
Shoo.
And seeing how we're in the fiction section, I'm going to find me a nice adventure story and just sit down and read.
That sounds good. I'll keep an eye on Welkin and remind him about those red tags. Yes, all kisses.
So you find you an adventure book that tells the tale of a group of adventurers that sought out to find gems of immense power, and you find the tome that tells the story of our second to last campaign.
Nice.
I'll keep an eye on you, and again, I'll remind you about those red tag books.
Yes. While I'm searching through these, go ahead and go find some tomes in the nonfiction section about layouts, the construction eras, any kind of battles that have taken place. Come on, make yourself useful. Chop, chop.
I kind of chuckle to myself, and I'll do just that. Seems like you got it going on, but let's see. I'll see if I can find any books on like the history of the castle, or like construction wise, like if they have any kind of like floor plans, things like that.
So floor plans for the castle,
like the land before the castle was built, because things like to be built on there in burial grounds.
Right. Things like that. A layout of the castle, like a blueprint kind of thing, would be at town hall. They're not going to keep that here at the library. They very specifically don't keep stuff like that here at the library, just in case, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Something crazy could happen to the library, and they would hate for them to lose blueprints for important buildings. So they keep those at the town hall. In terms of anything, all of the books that are related to Castle Drake are on this one shelf. There aren't very many of them. There's only about 5 or 6 books on the actual shelf. They're big books though. So they're nice.
But it was more just to get rid of him.
Right.
Doesn't want to be disturbed while reading.
Right.
And he already assumed it.
I feel
So
like you should have to make a strength check to pick up the books because he is so little.
Yeah, I mean, there could be one of these books could weigh as much as Welkin does. They're big books.
Yeah, but
I'm just gonna put them.
I'm staying next to Welkin, reading my own little book. If he needs me to grab one,
walk back to Welkin. Okay.
I carry them in here.
This is also true. But you said you left to get a book. You didn't say anything.
We were already in the fiction section. I didn't have to go far.
He walks over, picks one off the shelf, and he's like, "Oh, adventure. Okay." Adventures in the A's, Castle Drakes in the Seas. So not too far from each other.
And I commenced to scouring the tomes.
Okay.
I'm rolling.
Give me some rolls. Give me some investigatory, maybe some history.
That's a natural 19 plus 16, so that's a 35.
Okay.
Investigation.
Okay. So you get a little bit of information. I say a little bit of information. You get some information on this castle. So this castle has been around for longer than the town has been in place. This Strisk has been in darkness for a very long time. It wasn't always dark, but probably the better part of the last 2,000 years it's been in darkness. And this town, again, founded almost 200 years ago, because it's about to be the bicentennial of it this weekend. So the castle was here long before the city was built. So there's been a castle, and no one knows who keeps the castle up. It seems to be, while it looks old, it all seems to be maintained, but not in a way that it's like, oh, that looks new. You know, they just replaced that parapet there. Yeah. No, it always looks consistently old, but it doesn't seem to decay in any way, shape, or form. Not, at least not from the outside. You know that these couple of books are probably all there is on it. There is no author on any of these books. Mm-hmm. There's no name associated with any of these books. All of it's just kind of, and it's all written from as if it's someone telling you about this location.
From first person.
From first person. As if somebody's describing Strisk and the founding of the town in relation to the castle being built, the castle having been here long before the town, and the town kind of being built in the shadow of it, of the mountain and of the castle. And that there was many years ago, the founders of the town lived in the castle. Unfortunately, they one day after they had established the town, and it had been thriving for a few decades, mysteriously the family that lived in that castle just disappeared, never to be heard from again. And anybody who's gone to the castle since, they either come back not quite right, or they don't come back at all. So people have they've created a stigma about this castle. They just don't go. It's kind of, at this point, it's become kind of an eyesore to everyone. Mm-hmm. People tend to avert their gaze from the castle. They don't actively go, look at the castle up there. They, somebody new comes to town, like, what's up with the castle? And they're just like, don't worry about it. It's just a castle on the hill.
Gaze. And then for some reason I thought you meant gaze.
Only you.
What?
Only you, Chris.
Only you.
No, not only me. Everybody else thought it too.
No. I was looking at there.
No.
Lane said hi. I was saying back. Hi back to Lane.
Right. Just you.
So it's just you, Chris.
So yeah, it's kind of one of those things. It's and if somebody gets too curious about the castle, people tend to just kind of like they remove themselves from the conversation. They just don't want to talk about it. It's not something that people are. They treat it, like I said, they treat it as like a stain on the city's history. They actually are kind of hesitant to mention. I mean, these books are literally all that's there. But if you were to ask somebody, hey, so if you were to have read the books and you're just referencing to them, hey, so I understand that this place was founded in the shadow of the mountain, and this is kind of like that was the original mayor's house. And they're just like, yeah, no, it's fiction. Don't take it too much to heart. Someone wrote that from their memory. Memory isn't a great thing. So, right.
I'm gonna go talk to the librarian lady. And,
sure.
I'm gonna put 70 gold down on the counter, and I'm gonna say a donation to my local library.
Oh.
And I'm going to say I'm somewhat of a history buff, and I'm really looking for someone with maybe firsthand account of
Welkins class.
The history of the mountain. maybe not gesturing to the castle itself, but
Right.
maybe like the mountain.
Well, the mountain. I mean, there's probably better people to tell you in town, but I can give you a bit of knowledge about the mountain. The mountain has been around for a very long time. Obviously, for a very long time. It doesn't seem to have. I mean, because we've tried to mine it, there don't seem to be any natural resources in it. There is a massive network of caves that have yet to be fully explored, but they go on for miles underground, just all over the place. There's no, I mean, like most cave systems, there's no rhyme or reason to it. There doesn't appear to be any creatures living in the caves, so it seems to be for all intents and purposes, a dead mountain. Aside from the castle aside from the castle on top of it, it's it's our mountain, but it's a dead mountain.
So, well, I still like to study it further. The castle's of no interest to me, but do we have maybe a map of the parts of the tunnels that are at least somewhat explored?
Well, there might be. You might be able to find that in the geography section. There might be some books on that.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate your donation.
So that's good. He actually was useful. So paying very close attention, especially from the point that it is from a point of view, does the writing seem to be similar from book to book to book?
Yes.
Does the dating of the books from appearance look to be from the same era, or do they look to be separated by time?
Separated by time.
Can I get a feeling of like the span of time between the books?
Well,
you said there's 5 or 6 books.
Right, 5 or 6 books.
So essentially I'm hinting at, am I getting an inkling that these are books that are written over the course of 100 years? Or are these potentially books that are written over the course of a longer time than those?
These books were written over the course of the 200 years the town has been in place.
And it all seems to be written by the same hand.
Yes. Yes, the script in it is identical.
Yeah,
all
and that's what I was getting at, because, 35. I'm hoping I can get some.
Yeah, no, with a 35, absolutely.
Hella good clues. Are there any clues, like, reading between the lines, such as, like, them specifying areas of the castle that they frequent, and I might get an idea. Essentially, I'm trying to see if I can possibly recreate a somewhat map retracing the steps that he's talking about from point of view, so I can get an idea of a layout without there being a map.
Oh, you could get a rough layout of some of the standard areas of the house. It's not going to have any descriptions of, say, secret passages.
Yeah,
but it's going to have
somebody that's going to be writing this would be almost as if their daily lives walking through.
Right.
So yeah, I kind of figured it that much. And
any kind of remodels that might have taken place over the years.
Yeah, and that's like just trying to get personal clues, especially once I realize that they are all in the same hand, and that there is a vast difference in time in between each one.
Right.
Even though a lot of the lore speaks of that nobody goes there anymore since the family disappeared and stuff like that. Very intrigued. Walken's intrigued.
Is it a handwriting you recognize?
No, probably not.
It's standard common script. It's nothing. Nothing
it's
fancy.
A script, but you can tell in the pen that it's the same hand that's writing it.
Somebody has a first-person accounting of all this.
Yeah, and I can tell that from reading it. Yeah, that's the point of it's a point of view writing of it. So I'm trying to discern as much information from as if trying to put myself in the shoes of the person that's writing it.
Right.
Trying to get an idea about
something.
The man who must not be named, or the man
something that you can tell based on the writing is that the first couple of books. The first couple of books, it starts out very, very organized, very straightforward, very explained well and in detail. And as the books progress on, you notice a distinct pattern of chaos to how the writing feels. Like it feels like it's getting more and more chaotic, less organized, less detail oriented. And towards the end, it almost seems like the ravings of a madman. Like it starts to get borderline just insane. Like it sounds like things like conspiracies and things like that. So it gets, and that's why this group of books was labeled as fiction, because it's been identified as a series of books written by the same person. And because of the way it ends, they classify the entire set as fiction.
Gotcha. So in the end, it's not that there's a story that's being told that sounds like fiction. It's just the way that he's writing.
Right.
Sounds like it's turning into fiction. Okay.
Right.
How recent does it look the last book has been published?
At least a couple decades.
So at least a couple decades. Okay.
Yeah.
So the most recent.
Probably about 40 or 50 years.
Okay.
There's probably very, very few people in this town that are still alive that would be able to give you a
so
better
this is
first
probably
hand
a predominantly human.
Aside from random visitors,
and,
well, because it's mostly night, so I mean you're gonna have the random one-offs. This place has been in darkness for a very long time, so it's mostly gonna be.
You probably wouldn't get many elves,
right?
In a place like this,
right?
You know, Fae born probably wouldn't frequent it. Have I seen any dwarves in the town?
Very few.
Very few. Okay.
Very few. Well, the mountain is not a rich mountain.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they would have no reason to visit this town, especially for trade.
Gotcha. Okay.
Most of what this town deals with is imports from other places, mostly because their own mountain does not provide any kind of resource. They have no viable natural resource that they can leverage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
I'll swing by and like the geological section maybe and see if I can find a map or something of those tunnels.
Right. Absolutely. You can absolutely find there's a handful of books that describe the mountain in great detail, and its lack thereof of natural resources. It seems almost unnatural that the mountain has no natural resources.
Right.
Because it is a fairly old mountain. And obviously the castle was built directly into it, carved from the stone of the mountain and using the stone of the mountain to create it. But yeah, it's almost unnaturally devoid of any useful minerals, which is just completely uncharacteristic of the mountain.
Can I copy down some of the
Sure, yeah. There's absolutely. There's always
stuff?
Parchment and stuff like that around that
Okay.
you can take down notes and things like that.
So I'll do map of cave tunnels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Wonder how far through the adventure book I got before Well could finish this stuff.
I'd say you're probably at the part with the aluminum falcon, taking your way down the Urethral River.
The first time or the second time?
The first time.
Okay.
First time.
What was
Haven't
it?
fought
It
the
was
serpents.
Crunchy and who else?
Crunch Baka and
Crunch
San
Baka and
Holo.
San Holo. Yes, in Urethral River was Piss River.
It was a yellow river.
In the aluminum falcon.
Yeah, the aluminum falcon.
It was literally a boat made out of aluminum. That's literally the entire thing.
Great.
Yeah. So you're about that far through. Yeah. So that's you guys have kind of gleaned what information you can from what is available here. Obviously, those books you have, they're a first-hand account. They don't really give you much in the way of like I said, it gives you the history of the place as a first-hand encounter about kind of the founding of the town in the shadow of that mountain and the shadow of Castle Drake, and the story of the family that lived there, but then mysteriously met their end.
So Does it sound so? That was something I was going to actually ask. Does it seem like it's somebody? Whenever they mention the family, does it seem in almost reverence, like a memory, as if they were close to them, or is this more like a distant observer?
Distant observer.
Okay.
Absolutely a distant observer.
It's the guy
Are
who's
there
bringing us
does
back.
does it ever have any mention of actual interaction with the family, or is it distant observer?
Kind of think about it. Think about it along the lines of somebody who is always viewing someone from the outside, never with their knowledge. You can
Okay.
glean that information.
Yeah.
That it's obvious that whoever this is that has been documenting and has kind of chronicled the early
Mhm.
life of these people at this place, all the way up until the time that they just mysteriously
Mhm.
disappeared from the castle. This person was observing from an outside perspective
Mhm.
without their knowledge.
Okay. Okay. So is there, like I said, any kind of reverence? Was there any kind of showing maybe a favoritism, or it was just very document oriented?
Very document oriented.
Okay.
I'm reading a bit too much into this. I think.
No. This is
There's a lot. So I can use these tomes as kind of like it does a lot. It can talk to the town and kind of some of the fundamentals of the town itself, the city itself.
Because if it's somebody that's from the point of view that is from the castle, if they're not somebody that's in the castle, that tells you it's not a member of the family, and it's probably not somebody that worked directly with the family. So that's a big key itself. You can gain a lot about the history of the town because they would be viewing it from literally the topmost view. Like they would be looking down upon it as it's being built.
Yeah.
So if it's very objective based from that point, you pretty much can gather that it's not somebody that's from the town or made their way to the town to become somebody in the town. There's somebody that's in between. So there's somebody that has a different kind of an agenda altogether than that. And if it's very document oriented, it's somebody that's not very empathetic. They're goal oriented. There was a purpose. They started all of this with a goal or a reason in mind. So I'm building essentially a character portfolio for who this person is, and the fact that it's pinned over the course of potentially 200 years.
They can't be human.
Exactly. Or if they are human, they're being kept alive by unnatural means.
Right.
Thus, also asking the questions about the races that are there lend credence toward the type of person that this potentially is as well. So, a lot of good questions.
I feel like it's like partially the same question over and over,
Well,
just said a different way.
That's how you narrow it down.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's like starting on a dot and
I was
trying
a
to build
good,
out what
I was
is
a
this
good
page.
player today. I drugged one of the characters down the breadcrumb trail the DM left.
Does happen.
Man,
Sometimes you got to start with a tiny little thread and pull on it until you get as much of it as you can. So yeah, kind of. So, but the court needs credit. Yes, we've gone on a long time about it. I mean, that's one of those things I could probably talk about it a lot, just because I'd like to flesh it out.
Exactly.
So yeah, absolutely. So yes. So Welkin does his research. You are free to return here as often as you like over the next couple of days to kind of prepare yourself and prep yourself. You, strangely enough, over the next couple of days have not heard from your new friend Watley.
Yeah.
He said he would just meet you. So as far as you know, it's not yet. And as I know, that bug is like driving me nuts.
Yeah.
So as the week kind of progresses, you start to roll into like Thursday, and you get the sense that you might have time for this masquerade ball that's going to come up. Just because, I mean, you haven't heard a lick of anything from Watley.
Yeah,
so
we might as well kind of
Right.
chill
until you hear from him, you should probably taken, the town. I mean, you've been here for a little while, but they just kind of arrived, and this is an interesting new town to discover. Welkin, I'm sure, plays some more games of chance.
Oh yeah, I've definitely brought him back to that particular town.
Right.
We can get our costumes together.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lovely boutique in town.
There is actually a nice cost. I mean, this is something they do every year. They do their Harvest Festival masquerade ball, so you can absolutely. This is a much more grandiose masquerade ball because it is the bicentennial of the town. So yeah, you can absolutely find, and there's probably a dozen shops across town that all sell the best costumes in town.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you guys some time to be able to plan what kind of, decide what kind of costume you're going to wear at this thing. Yeah. And so I think we'll actually end it there tonight. And next time we will pick up at the beginning of the masquerade ball.
Excellent. Sounds good.
Yeah. So
Do I just question about XP?
And the stream is over.
Yep.
XP that my other character had, do you want me to just keep